everyone, and welcome to Rolling for Charity. If you haven't been here previously, this is the Masks segment, and I am the GM. And these are all my wonderful players. If you don't know what Rolling for Charity is this fantastic, at the moment, 2 12-hour streams where they're donating any funds that we get over to Doctors Without Borders. And currently they are at £1,710, which is fantastic and amazing. Over the course of this game, you will be able to affect the game with your own donations. So we'll proc those up in chat if anyone's about to do that for me, because I've clicked too many tabs. Currently as well, I am also running my own Kickstarter for a different game, which is for Tales of Novum, and I will put that link in the chat at the end of this segment, as we're raising money so we can all fly out and work in a studio together under the production of Gabe Hicks and the like. So that would be fantastic. But please focus all your donations mostly to Rolling for Charity. And I'm now going to allow my players to introduce themselves. Oh, I'm also Rhiannon. I'm relentless. I forgot. All right, you guys go now.
I'm Chris. Hi, everybody. Hey. Why recovers. Hey, everybody. Hi, my name is Christian, a.k.a. Fluffy Goomba, on several socials, mainly on TikTok and Twitch. I am a TTRPG performer and educator here on the internets. If you want to find tutorials on how to play certain TTRPGs, you can just go on my Linktree. They're all there. Or my YouTube. They're all there. I have a bunch of games. They're all kind of on hiatus right now because some have hit their finales and some are just every 2 weeks. Again, find out on my Linktree or my Twitter, my doobly-doo or smoke signals or whatever social media we use these days to tell us about nerd stuff. Yeah, that's me. My pronouns are he, him, I should say.
Oh, yeah. She, they. Oh, we've got our pronouns on the screen now. We've got them all up under our name.
Yeah.
Anna, do you want to go next?
Yes, I'll go. Hi, I'm Anna. Pronouns are she, her, also known as Archival Dust Bunny most places on the internet. I'm a queer and trans advocate, museum worker, and TTRPG producer, performer, and podcaster. You find me on Twitter at Archival Dust Bunny and most other social media, including Instagram and Blue Sky at Archival Dust Bunny. I'm in a lot of stuff all over the place, but if you like magical girls and queer stories and finding hope again after devastating loss, check out Bloom and Blight, our Girl by Moonlight actual play podcast. You can find us anywhere you normally get your podcast, and on all social media at Bloom and Blight. And then if you're looking for transcriptions of our episodes, character profiles, cast information, or other ways to connect with the community, check out our website at bloomandblight.com.
Amazing. King, would you like to go next?
Yes. I'm Jerson, other known as like Smileyy, King, whatever is good, iteration. I go by he, him, and I have no current projects because I am just now getting back into content creation and just putting feelers out. So once I do find something, I'll say it.
Sam, would you like to go next?
Yes, my name is Sam, I go by he, them, and I don't really do a lot of social media or anything. I'm filling in for Ben Does D&D, who's a very good friend of mine who you should go and follow on Instagram and TikTok, because they were my camping buddy at con, and they helped me navigate the nightmare that is MCM. So go follow them, hit them up, and yeah, hopefully I won't embarrass myself on my first stream.
Amazing. So now that you've met all the players, I guess let's just delve straight in, unless, voice of God, have I missed anything? Oh, thank you, voice of God, for that affirmation. Let's carry on. All right, so this game begins 600 years from the day, since the rich 1% of Earth's population abandoned the planet and left it for dead, and also left everyone else who couldn't afford to leave for their new colony on Mars. However, the rest of humanity thrived. They focused on renewable energy, sustainable farming, making sure that their planet was safe, not just for them, but for the plants, for the environment, for the animals, and Earth became a paradise. The jewel of this utopia is the city of Babylon, where our session takes place. This city is the center of innovation and home to our young heroes who you'll come to meet. A new generation of protectors who have risen to guard New Earth from a familiar enemy. The Martians, who over the last 100 years have realized that Earth is no longer the wasteland they abandoned and is rich with a lot of energy and a lot of things they'd like to take back. The Earth has been protected by heroes for centuries. You had the heroes of old, including Stellarman, Ignition, Novella, Shadespawn, and the Ringmaster. All an incredible team who helped protect Earth from natural disasters and other enemies who sought to cut short the paradise that they were living in now. However, because of the Martians invading, there have been some tensions rising, and in the city of Babylon, there is a meeting in the House of Parliament with some of the Earth's leaders, their defensive ministry, and the new mayor of the city, in order to discuss the future of defending Earth and whether it should be heroes or whether it should be the people of the planet. And so, we'll begin down in the city. We come down into the area surrounding the House of Parliament. And within the area, just living their life, I do believe we find King, your character, just milling about. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes. I am playing Major Unbreakable. It is a title that has been passed down throughout his family generations. He is essentially the iteration of the 20th generation of it. And he's just most likely on top of a building, jumping from building to building, to be honest, just listening around, seeing if there's any problems. Wearing a black skin-tight shirt and some cargo pants, some combat boots, and you ever see those like military fatigues that they wear? He has the jacket of it just tied around his waist and stuff like that. If anyone has ever seen a previous iteration, they always wear it on them. But my guy, he's just like, I don't wanna. I'll wear it, like I'll have it on me, but I'm just gonna I just like it around my waist.
It's too warm.
Just like it around your waist. Too warm.
Exactly.
Descended from such an incredible and formidable hero, you have been trained consistently on how to sense danger, how to see the signs of suspicious activity. I'm gonna cough, I'm so sorry.
I sense danger.
Yeah, that's how you know. Why don't you do the first roll of the game for me? Why don't you assess the situation?
First roll.
What is that? Let's see. What do I roll? 2d6 even?
2d6, yes.
Do I add anything? Which label do I use?
Yes, so with your basic moves, so the label that you add for assess the situation is superior,
Yeah,
which I think for legacy is your best.
No, Savior is my best.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. Oh, let's see what I get.
Smileyy, just lie. She won't know.
Based off my name, I gotta be a good guy. Come on now.
He's the king of smiling.
Okay. I got a 6, and superior is a 0, so I have nothing.
So that's a failure.
Mm.
So as you're looking around the area, you kind of see almost like a suspicious looking guy. Seems to just completely shifting his jacket, keeps looking over his shoulder. He kind of starts heading down this back alley a couple blocks away from you. It's going not in the opposite direction to the House of Parliament, but it's not going super close to it.
Okay. I'll just kind of like hop to another building that's just kind of like staying above him, just kind of checking it out. Like, what's this guy doing?
You're watching him as he keeps glancing over his shoulder. and he cuts down another back alley. And as you continue to follow, he comes to out the other side of this block and outside a kind of like florist shop, and opposite you see like a little fountain. And as he kind of starts looking around again, you see he quickly grabs some flowers, jumps in, pays for them, comes out, heads over to the fountain, and starts prepping himself to propose to his girlfriend. The suspicion you saw in his eyes, he was just getting really, really nervous, and you see he's like opening some vows and like some like words to say at this engagement. He's just like, okay, and like pacing as he seems to be waiting for her. So I don't know if that's confirmed your suspicions or not. Why don't you tell me?
Just as I thought. He's a nerd. Goodbye.
You're just like, damn. Not suspicious, just a nerd. All right, and you turn. You head back to go take your spot up there. In the meantime, our camera pans a little further along as we head through one of the windows into the building itself. And we see waiting in one of the rooms a bit further down from the meeting hall is a young man going over some words and a speech he wants to say. Sam, why don't you introduce yourself?
So Miles, or as some of you may know him, Wonder Boy, is sat there in the corridor. He's got long brown shaggy hair. He's going through a phase. It's sort of like hanging down into his eyes, and he keeps trying to clear it away in the draft. He's wearing a suit that seems far too big for him because he's hiding his super costume underneath and trying to play it off cool as he's pacing up and down, going over in his head what he needs to say.
So you're kind of going over this. Your mother, the mayor, has been one of the biggest advocates for heroes being removed from the first line of defense for Earth. As she finds they are hard to control. They can come from anywhere, and it's hard to navigate what they are allowed and not allowed to do. And as a mayor, she also has to deal with a lot of the damages, the insurance claims, people's cars being thrown, and, giant monsters and such. Yeah. And it makes it quite difficult. So she's been trying to battle that. However, you, as an upcoming hero, you want them to be the first line. You want to be there. You want to be doing your part, and you want to be helping. So, as you're going over this speech, you see coming down the corridor towards you is the Minister of Defense for Earth walking down towards you.
I'm allowed to be in this building, right?
You're allowed to be there.
Okay.
She's headed to the meeting. You're allowed to be there because you're the son of someone who's in the meeting. You're the son of the mayor.
Do I know if she's pro-hero or anti-hero?
Well, let's leave that to the young teen who is walking behind her. And Anna, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, walking behind the Minister of Defense is a young woman, kind of black hair tied back in a almost fishtail braid, eyes down on a data pad, taking a few notes, following behind. This is Maeve, the minister's daughter. I think her mother is probably anti-hero. This conflict with Mars should be handled by the military. That is what they're trained for. That is why they are funded the way they are. So yeah, very anti-hero, I think.
Mm-hmm. So you see her. Do you have a specific name for your mother that you'd like her to go by?
I do not.
Okay, she is going to be called Lyra.
Maeve Senior.
Maeve Senior.
600 years in the future, we've thrown out all gender roles.
I love
So you see the Minister of Defense, Lyra, walking down towards you, along with their daughter Maeve behind them.
I'm waiting to go in to say my bit, or are they going into where I'm going in?
So the meeting is currently waiting to begin with the Minister of Defense arriving. You know that some of the other leaders of the world include Ignition, who is one of the heroes of old, who is in there, probably on the defense of heroes. The meeting hasn't begun. You're not technically allowed in the meeting, neither is Maeve, as you do not hold seats within the Parliament. But there will be a time where you're allowed to enter once they've discussed everything in order to say your piece.
So knowing that, I would think as the defense approaches, I'm like amping myself up to say my part, and then just a little eek comes out and she just walks past and I miss my window, just sort of shrink back into my little seat.
Could you make a roll for me?
Oh god.
We'll just see if you can would this be pierce the mask if you could for me.
Okay. That is an 8 plus my mundane, which is
yes.
10.
10! Perfect! Okay, so you can ask 3 questions. So those 3 questions are, what are you really planning? And of course, these can be adjusted for the situation. But basically, think of this like an insight check as Lyra kind of completely blanks you going past.
Mm-hmm. So first question should obviously be, why is she called Maeve Senior and not the younger Maeve Junior? Does she look nervous going in?
With your role, I'll say that you can have that as one of your questions of, does she look nervous? And I would say she maybe looks like she's anticipating not a fight, but definitely confrontation.
So I'm just looking at the questions under Pierce, the mask, and there's what are you really planning? Does it look like she's got any, kind of hard to tell just from looking at her, but like any ulterior motives going in? Is she just off in to fight the case that we would expect her to fight, or is she plotting?
Under her arm is a kind of like small briefcase, like in hand and such, that you see is very neatly held. Every step she takes is measured. She is a military woman. She has a job to do, and she's going to discuss following that. It looks almost like she's like one of those people that doesn't want to stray from the agenda in any way, and once they've moved on from a topic, will not circle back around. You've moved on from that topic. We are doing the agenda in the order that it has been assigned. That is the kind of vibe that you're getting from her in that sense. It doesn't seem like she has any ulterior motives.
My last question would be, and this is kind of hard one to like ascertain, but what's her like attitude towards Maeve, who's following behind her? Like, does she look like that sort of parent that's, you know, quiet you, like mother has work?
With every step she's taking, there is not a single one that strays from being in front of Maeve. She, even in this format, is defensive.
Okay.
You see, as she reaches the door, she turns to Maeve, and she just nods and goes, "Wait here," and then turns around and heads straight through those doors, closing it quite firmly. But she's one of those people that doesn't let a door just close. She has to move the handle to close it, move the latch itself, and then keep it like so. And it is just Maeve and Miles in the room.
Maeve, I think, stares at the door for just a moment, then turns back and kind of visibly relaxes and looks over towards... sorry, what was your character's name again?
Miles.
Miles turns and looks over towards Miles and just gives like a quizzical look. Why are you here?
Does she say that, or she just looks at him? Just
a look.
Miles isn't feeling overly brave, so I think he's just sort of like, oh no, a girl. I'll gather my courage and be like, the little half voice break. Yeah, is that your mother?
In title, at least.
Ooh, I sense tension.
It's a stressful job that she has. It doesn't make for the best. Well, I don't know. I'm hungry. Do you want to grab a snack?
I'm kind of busy. I'm meant to go in a bit, I think.
Really?
What?
She kind of looks you up and down.
Why is that so hard to believe? I've got my best suit on.
Can you just roll 2d6 for me a second, Sam? Just roll them.
Okay. What symbol is this? Hold on your dice. That's a 6 and a 10.
10. Okay. Your fly isn't down, so that's good at least.
But it isn't up. It's missing.
It's just gone. You're like one of those, you think for a second that your laces are undone, you look down, you don't have laces on your shoes.
It's a nightmare where
Just
you know
no
where
pants at all.
Yeah.
That's what like 2 nat ones would have got you. You rolled a 2. Sorry. Alright, perfect. Anyway, back to your scathing remarks of Miles.
Not scathing remarks, just assessment.
I couldn't do it myself. I thought I did a pretty good job. Is it the belt? I knew a brown belt and a battle black suit was a bad idea.
I think it's more the air you carry. You don't carry the presence of somebody ready to be in that room. Is it important what you're talking about?
Yeah, very. How do I change my air?
I don't know that I have enough time to teach you that between now and when you go in there. So this isn't for some school project or something. You really are doing something important.
It's for heroes. It's for our right to be part of the fight. It's not school. How old do you think I am?
She kind of turns and glances back at the door for a moment and looks back at you. Good luck with that then. Tough crowd. I'm going to find the vending machines.
Could you do me a favor, Anna, before you walk away? Can you roll 2d6 and then just add your superior to it for me?
Ooh, my superior is not great. With my negative superior, because you don't have good superior when you live with a person like my mother, that's 6 total.
There's something that Miles said in his speech, and that struck you as odd, but as soon as you thought about vending machines, it left your head, and now when you're trying to remember that, it's just slipping you ever so slightly, and maybe you'll remember a bit later, and maybe that'll be important, maybe it won't.
I need an Earth bar, so Mars bar changed their name a long time ago. For obvious reasons.
Yeah. So you go to a vending machine and find a Mars bar. In the meantime, when the camera pans over, so Chris, what are you up to?
Oh man, that
You're like the last one, and Chris is like, I'm still not ready.
I'm like,
Chris is getting ready to propose to his girlfriend.
I'm the guy in the alleyway. Honestly, I think since this meeting is happening, this is a courthouse, correct? Like a government building?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
I think Astro, as he's more wantingly known, is just hanging out on the roof of the building because he knows what this meeting is about. He vehemently disagrees with the notion of taking away heroes because he knows of the forces that are coming. He knows what they're up against. He knows that the solution is to fortify your weapons, not take them away.
Yes.
It's stupid and silly. And they won't be just because they don't have heroes doesn't mean they won't use them if they can't.
So, as the son of two of the most well-known Martian villains that invaded Earth over 20 years ago, you are more than well aware of what they are capable of what they have planned. And as their son, you have a slight insight on what they're planning on doing today at this meeting. They have planned to infiltrate it somehow. And you have a pretty strong idea that they're here to kidnap the mayor, to incite chaos, and to try and inflict more distrust in heroes as they fail to do anything to save the mayor. You have a slight knowledge of what they plan to do by sending goons in to infiltrate the building, to start locking down doors, to start causing chaos, so that way it's easier to get the mayor and go. Which is why you are on the roof, kind of keeping an eye, waiting for their moment to strike, because you know that if you go in immediately, you might just get caught out in their strike down with it. So why don't you do an assess the situation roll for me, and we'll see how much you've been noticing. Again, guys, remember every roll that you fail, mark a potential.
Yeah. Superior. Right. So that is a 8.
Ooh, okay. So what questions would you like to ask with an 8? Do you need me to read them out?
I'm good. Let's see.
These can all be adjusted to the. You can twist them for the situation and such.
What here can I use to assess possible routes of attack?
Beneath you somewhat, you see a large skylight that's headed down one to the main halls. That main hall has 4 corridors breaching out from it. That gives you a pretty good vantage point of those sections. And the skylight doesn't seem like it's very tough glass. You also know that within the building, there is a camera room that has cameras to pretty much every area of the building. You know that probably one of the main things that the goons will probably try and start doing is getting to that room first so they can take down the cameras. So that's kind of what you know to the best of your situation in that sense.
As a I guess interim hero, as someone who's being watched, as my parent, as people know who my parents are, at least the ones around here would know.
Yes.
Would I have someone on, like, not speed dial, but like to communicate with, or to warn that maybe watching the cameras is the best idea? Maybe watch out for feedback loops of see the camera footage is the same.
I'll say that you have a friend who's been helping you out, quite good at hacking. If they were a player, they'd be the delinquent. They are your guy on the line, guy in the chair sort of thing. That's been helping you out because they believe they think you're pretty cool because you've descended from Martians. They're here to basically stick it to the man as best they can. We'll say that their name is Ash. They go by they, them pronouns. And Ash is basically trying to tune in and hack into most of the cameras. You, by giving them that information of just giving them a call, would help out massively. So you can give them a quick call if you want.
Yeah, sure.
So you ring. Ash picks up the phone. They're like, "What's up?"
I'm up here, skylight, protecting it because that's a point of entry. But if anyone's going to attack, they're going to want to sow the most chaos as quickly as possible, which means they want to fuck with the. That's my first. They want to mess with the cameras.
All right. So cameras, so they're going to be doing like feedback loops and that sort of thing.
Either that or taking them out completely.
All right,
wisely.
cool. All right, I'll keep a look on the cameras. I'll give you a little text with like an emoji that's like a firework or something that gives you like a kind of idea when I'm thinking that this is happening when they're starting, so that way you can get a go on them as soon as possible. Okay.
Sure.
All right. Cool. Firestarter out. Firestarter is the name that they've been going with. So they then hang up on you. You know you've got them ready, so that's going to give you a little boost at the time. We're now going to flick on back to King. So you've headed back to the main building. Just do a 2d6 roll. We're just going to see if you can see Christian anywhere.
I found it hilarious because it's like we're both on the roof, but I'm just doing backflips all over the roofs, like da 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 da, like not trying to hide at all. Because like the amount of generations of Major Unbreakables is just like been in the thing. My family's like, people already know. No, that's the family over there. We know their actual names. I don't know why we still wear masks. It's just like, yeah.
We're public figures now. Everyone knows us. You're just doing the thing like that Spider-Man does, where he's just like chilling. There's like a Starbucks on the side, and he's just trying to see how many backflips you can do in one go.
Basically.
Nice.
I rolled an 8. Wait, yeah, just straight
Just
2d6.
straight up. Did you? Yeah, just straight 2d6.
Yeah, just an 8.
8 is good. With an 8, you do another backflip, nail it, and then as you're standing up, your eye catches. You see Christian on the other side, just putting the phone down and such, and like casing out like the skylight below, and just keeping a really watchful eye out.
I'll be like, that one of mine. One of us.
I will say it does look weird because Astro is wearing a variant of Martian mercenary armor.
Ooh.
Okay.
I find
he does look like he's not wearing like bright colors. He's wearing very neutral and black colors. That kind of looks from I'm not sure how far you are, how close you are, but it looks like it's
3 feet.
One of my superpowers is super senses, so I can see very good, hear very well.
Then you would see that this armor is very disrespected. It's got lots of graffiti on it. That's not what you've seen in textbooks or newspaper clippings of what Martian mercenaries typically look like.
I love how we're both disrespecting our military uniforms right here. Considering my family background, like the first Major Unbreakable, he was a military guy, and we just kept the uniform.
You know what I feel like? I feel like his like medals of honor and stuff that he's kept, you've like pinned to like trousers and combat boots, and they've got like scratches all over them. They've like broken in places.
My grandfather hates how I dress. Like, that is supposed to be respected. I'm just here like, yeah. So,
sure.
I see that and be like, okay, well, let's see what's up going on over there. Backs up a little bit, starts running, and just straight up jumps to that building.
Yo.
Like, hi. How you doing?
Chris, you're checking out the place, and all of a sudden, like you hear this thud, and all of a sudden, hi.
Hi. And I don't think it startles. I don't think it startles Astro. I think he just because he knows that Martians wouldn't do that to approach an enemy. So he's not on edge about it. So he turns. Hi.
Hi, I'm Luke. Wait, I'm in uniform. I'm Major Unbreakable. What
Astro.
you doing? Astro. Nice to meet you. What
Casing,
you
please.
doing? Casing, please?
Casing, yeah.
Good or bad casing?
Depends on who you ask.
I'm asking you.
I'm making sure that people who are casing the place for bad don't get access.
Oh, cool. I'm just here because it looks important.
This place is important. A meeting
With your
is going
super
on.
senses, you can sense this place is really important.
Exactly.
It's the vending machine.
Kind of a big meeting happening right now.
Yeah, I was just told to come over here, to be honest. Like older brother was gonna. It was like he needed a day off. So he was like, "Hey, can you go do this for me?" I was like, "Bet, no problem, all good, cool."
Glad you got heroes in reserve. We're gonna need them.
Entire family.
Entire family. Impressive.
Could you roll me just 2d6 plus your mundane, please, Chris?
Sure.
I'm in love with Major Unbreakable already.
I love this group so much.
That's 2 6s, so that's 12.
Oh god.
Hey.
As soon as he said like an entire family, you instantly know exactly who this family are. Major Unbreakable, while he was a hero of old, he wasn't part of the main hero team, as he was a standalone hero, as he had a distinct way of that he wanted to do things, and he did it that way. But Major Unbreakable has passed on that lineage down the line, and that title has been bestowed to incredible heroes consistently throughout history, going down. And now it has been bestowed to the teenager in front of you.
Oh, good. Good, that vetting process is solid. Okay. It's, I think, like having that information in the back of his head. Astro kind of like looks them up and down, bites his tongue, and because he's like, hero support, heroes don't demean. That's the hero way. And he's just like, well, it's good to have more support.
Yeah. Like kind of walks over and just sits on the ledge. So we're looking at what's going on.
I've heard tell a rumor that that some Martian forces are going to attempt to kidnap the mayor. So further seeds of distrust between heroes and the public. I'm here to make sure that at the very least we have a buffer between us and them.
Okay.
As soon as you say that,
Oh no.
your phone buzzes and you see a firework emoji. And at that point, we switch down to Maeve and Miles, who are inside the building.
I'm just reaching over and be like, can I have the last piece of Earth bar, please? Mine was melted. It had been squashed in the back of the machine. I can't get it out the wrapper.
Sure, you're gonna need it more than I am if you're going in there.
Stop saying these things. I was so confident this morning. Oh God.
Honestly, you shouldn't be. Use the fear. It'll do you well, I think.
What does that mean? You seem so wise yet so young.
Just the household I grew up in, I guess.
Oh, there's that trauma again. Are you okay?
Yeah, it makes us stronger, right? Here, I half of my bars left. You can have it. I'll take the melted one.
Are you sure that wrapper's an absolute bank vault to get into? I have
Yeah,
no
no,
luck.
it's fine. Go ahead.
Thank you so much.
And she takes the melted one and kind of turns her back to Miles and hits a button on her bracelet. And there's a small bit of blue energy that kind of in a ring emanates around her wrist and like a gyrosphere spins around this bar, and it's no longer melted. I can unleash my powers if you'd like, but it's something very minor. So
I think that's something. I think you've done that so many times. Something so small, minor. You've done that a million times before. You don't have to roll for unleashing your powers as you demonstrate the small portion of them.
Yeah, she turns back time on this candy bar, and she turns back around towards Ma with it ripped open, not melted at all.
Miles just like is there, does the slow motion where his earth bar just drops to the floor. How did you do that?
Oh, it wasn't melted. Just difficult raptor, that's all.
Okay, I'm gonna need some rolls for this. You know what? Sam, roll Pierce the Mask.
Oh god.
Let's see if you can pierce Maeve's mask on this.
That I don't want to, but that's a 10 again. I haven't rolled bad so far, which is boring.
That's a 10, which is a really good one. You know what I'll do? I'll give you 3 insight because the questions don't really apply here properly. But Anna, why don't you tell me with a 10, what can he instantly kind of tell from how you've tried to bluff this Mars bar into always being the way that it is?
I think when she was turned away, there was a very low hum, almost imperceptible, but it's something I think you would have picked up at a slightly different tone than what the vending machine has. And when she turned back around, I think the sleeve of her shirt is caught on some kind of bracelet that very much looks like military tech. Just kind of peeking through.
So that's what you see, Miles. Can both of you, while you're doing this, can both of you roll for me? I'd like you to add your superior to the roll. Unless, do either of you have like super senses or anything? Like, no, no, it's okay. Only King, and he's done such a good job.
He's making sure no one proposes.
Not on his watch. That's a 9 with my negative superior.
Whoa. I got an 8.
Yo! Okay. Both of you, as you're like talking about this, and as you, Sam, as Miles clocks that bracelet and acknowledges that hum, both of you hear a small click. And following the click, you look up to the corner and see one of the cameras in the corner, security cameras, just go and turn off. Then you hear another. Going down the corridor next to you, all of the security cameras are just
Can't be good.
Yeah, probably not.
Miles instinctively glances at the vending machine to see if the electricity has gone off on it.
No? Vending machine is still on?
Damn it.
What would you like to do?
We just stood outside the doors to the very important meeting room, right?
You've gone down the corridor a little bit to get to the vending machine.
Can I sort of dart back to the door, and is there like a keyhole I can peep through? Or
The door has a mechanical lock.
no keyhole? Can I put my ear to the door and see if I can hear anything that I wouldn't expect to hear from within?
You can put your ear to the door.
It explodes.
You hear nothing. You kind of think you hear a humming, but it turns out it's just you doing that, like, sort of focusing.
There's a
And
bee.
then you're like, oh, it's me. It's not like a fly or anything. At first you're like, whoa. No, it's just me. You can't hear anything through the doors. They are soundproof.
Maeve, I've got a really bad feeling, and I want to open this door, but that would make me look really silly if it is just a bad feeling.
It would.
What
It
do-
would completely destroy what little standing you would have for this meeting if it is nothing.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe you should open the door.
Oh, I really don't think I should.
I think you should. You've demonstrated so much. I mean, you fixed a Mars bar earlier, an Earth bar even. You've been killing it today, and we're making great progress with your relationship with your mother as well.
No, I really don't think I would enjoy the fallout that comes from opening the door on a meeting like this. But you're supposed to be in there. Good luck.
Okay.
The button for the door is next to it.
You know my phasing. We agreed
Yeah.
was a comically short distance.
Yes.
So Miles walks up to the door, and he goes to phase through it, and then immediately phases back through it, but it's way too quick for him to actually look and see anything.
You to roll a d6. Whatever you get on that d6 is for today how far you can phase in a distance in feet.
Oh. Alright, here it comes. Big six. Oh, it's a 3. Okay, that's not terrible.
Hey, you can go 3 feet. That will, if you. I'm gonna roll to see how thick that door is.
It's 3 feet.
The door,
thick as
the door is 2 feet thick. You
Jeez,
can
that's
phase
a
through
big
the door.
Damn. Big old door.
It's a
Should
thick
put these on the
boy.
vending machines. He's a thick boy. Yeah, I'll jolt through the door and then jolt back because I'm panicked, and then I'll muster up the confidence to press the button.
What was that?
That's the thing I can do. I'm sorry, I forgot. We don't know we have. Each other has powers. Sometimes when I sneeze, it looks to other people like I have superpowers in the moment, but it's not real. And actually, if you look at the back of your Earth bar wrapper, it's one of the symptoms of ingesting too much sugar. So don't dwell on it. You just
Your
stay
powers
here.
are sneezing?
No, no. Who said anything about powers? That would be strange to say to a random girl in a government building.
A hero
Can you
advocate.
just roll a piss of us? Just, and you know what? I'm gonna give you an extra +1 to this roll.
What status pierce the mask? I forget.
Mundane.
Mundane. I don't. Well, that's at least not a negative on mundane.
There we go.
With an extra +1, that is a 9.
Perfect. With a 9, Sam, what can they see with a 9?
An idiot. A very intelligent but terrified young man who just completely forgot that you probably shouldn't use your secret superpowers in front of people you've just met and shared an Earth bar with.
Right. So you're a hero advocate who can sometimes sneeze themselves through a door, but you don't have any powers.
Yeah, well, when you say it like that, I mean, you ever look behind a curtain at a puppet show? It's just you're not meant. Don't dwell on it. Don't
Never
think
been
about
to a
it.
puppet show.
I'll take you to one after I unlock this door.
What? I was just rolling. Carry on.
Okay.
How's that
you
look on your face?
You pressed the button. Did you to open the door?
I press the button.
The door opens immediately in front of it. You see Ignition. Ignition, one of the heroes of old, now 72. Ignition has totally mechanical arms that they have used to meld themselves into any machine. So any car that they can drive, their arms can become part of it. Any machine, anything, they can become part of it and ignite it. They stand in front of you as a very, very tall human with long grey hair, and she kind of has very piercing blue eyes and looks down at you, Miles, and goes, "You're aware that this is a private meeting that you just phased into and then phased out of?"
So sometimes I sneeze. I'm sorry. We thought this was the bathroom. But I understand. That is not
Maeve
the
looks
case.
up from her data pad where she's pretending she wasn't part of this. I've never met you before in my life.
Maeve! We shared an earth power.
Miles, what are you doing? You see your mother, Cassandra, or Cassie, come up behind Ignition and just say, Miles, you were not supposed to disturb the meeting until it was over.
I thought that was my cue.
What was your cue? The doors are soundproof.
Wait, I figured that out, but then I tried to listen through, and I couldn't hear anything, so I just ran with it.
Miles, if you could just take a seat like Maeve and be behaved for 20 minutes. That's all I ask. 20 minutes, Miles.
Oh, sorry. I'll set my watch.
Okay. Thank you. No worries, Ignition. We can sit down. Ignition just kind of does that thing where their body whips around, their head whips around last, and then they head into the room and sit down. And your mother hasn't even risen, but you can see as the doors are closing her across the table, just sternly, just looking, unmoving, just hands in front of her, just as the doors then close again.
Great. It's going to be a fun dinner conversation. Thank you for that.
You're the one that told me to do it. I said you should open the door.
Discreetly, not just open the door.
It's a button. It swung all the way. It's 2 feet thick.
And as you two bicker, more of the cameras start going out. And we pan back up to Chris and Smileyy. Guys, you have received the firework emoji. The cameras are going down.
I think at that, he just texts, trigger the fire alarms, security alarms, anything you can to get them alert. Because they cannot hear. There's a skylight, right?
That's a skylight.
There's a skylight, okay. Can I look down and see? Because they don't seem to notice anything. There's no, notice that anything has happened.
You look down, you just see the regular armed guards patrolling and stuff and that sort of thing. King, you have super senses, don't you?
Yeah.
Why don't you give me an unleash your powers roll?
Sure. That is... Hey, let's see. Come on, dice, do me good.
That doesn't look like it. They did good. Roll.
Oh no.
With my +1, that's a 5.
You try to imitate. You see that Astro is kind of getting in position, like they're being very focused. They're trying to watch the guard patterns beneath and stuff, trying to scope things out. And you're trying to imitate his position, just trying to look as serious as he is for a second. But your super senses keep picking up that there is definitely some pigeons, a few bits down, just making some weird noises, and you're like, "That's a weird noise for a pigeon." What?
Is that an actual pigeon? Is that a pigeon? Is that a raven? Wait.
Maybe it's a fake pigeon. Maybe they sent spy pigeons. Maybe the birds of the bourgeoisie, that your brain starts just spiraling from that with that super sense focused in on that pigeon now.
A lot of tiny bird books. Wait a minute.
ADHD with super sense is not good.
Yeah, that's it. With your super senses heightened, your ADHD also heightened. Could you imagine?
That's the downside.
Could you give me an assess the situation then, Christian?
Assess the situation. I can do that. Yeah, sure. That's 8 for me.
An 8 for you. Okay, cool. You manage to spot, I'm going to skip these questions here because I just want to give you some bits to chase.
Mhm.
You see down those 4 corridors, as these 2 guards come up to do their regular patrol, you see 2 hands just out of the corner of what you can see, grab both of them and yank them back into the back of the corridor.
Okay. Seeing that, and this is me seeing from down below the skylight, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Astro just kind of like walks onto the panes of glass, tests them out, to see if like they're reinforced.
You can break them.
Cool. I'm gonna make a lot of noise, so let's hope that gets people's attention. He just slams down. He uses his power to make it like he's coming down like a meteor through the skylight.
Ooh, roll and unleash your powers for me.
Sure.
I want a side by side of Astro coming down through the ceiling as an earth bar's falling inside the vending machine.
As I'm using my power, could I use one of my moves that I've got? It's a bull move. It's called physics. What physics? When you unleash your powers to barrel through an insurmountable barrier, roll plus danger instead of plus freak.
I love that. Yes, absolutely, you can.
Cool. Thank you. Yeah, that's a 9.
Ooh, I love it. 9 is a success. However, there will be a catch with this. Either the effect is unstable or you mark a condition. What would you rather?
I'll make it unstable because the more noise, the better.
Perfect. You slam down this like kind of meteorite. As you go down, your skin and your face start to become that more cosmic energy. Your hair kind of almost turns into like an ethereal trail of comet as you slam down and this energy bursts off you. However, you may have slammed pretty hard and that floor beneath you starts to crack. You slam down through the floor itself. So you go through the skylight, hit that floor that you wanted to be on, the floor cracks, and you power through that floor. You are now a floor down.
Cool.
However, on this floor, the first thing that you see as you kind of raise yourself back up amongst the rubble are a bunch of guards tied up and unconscious.
What? Do I see a fire alarm near me or anything?
Let's have a see. No.
Cool. So I've jumped out. You just seen Astro just come down like a comet, like he gained like 500 more pounds as he slammed down, then slammed down again. So now it's just 2 big holes.
I want to say I was so focused on these birds real quick. And then when I just get to the birds or for the bourgeoisie, I'm like, Astro, I think, and just see that going down, and I just start looking down. I'm like, I think he knows about the birds. And then just kind of goes like, okay, well, that's a far way down, and just decides to jump down. And while jumping down, I would like to also use one of my abilities, my powers, which is invincibility.
Ooh,
Yeah.
lovely. You jump down this hole, and it's a drop that would have easily broken many, many bones for regular people. And you just land as if you've just walked off a step.
For flavor, I just want to say, like, as
Yes.
I'm like dropping down, like it just sees that it starts from my eyes, they turn silver, and then my skin and body just turn into like steel.
I love that so much. When you hit the ground, does it kind of evaporate in like, does it just stop for a moment, just kind of back?
Yeah.
Nice. So you hit the ground, just kind of like right, just standing and such, like very, despite your disarray in appearance, that drop should have scrumpled anyone. For you, nothing. Bit of breeze through the hair. All it did was make your hair look luscious.
Yes.
That was it.
Turn to Astro. So you know about the birds, then? Is that why were you trying to get away from them?
As
That
you
was
see
fun?
the guards all tied up already.
They work fast.
You're gonna
Oh my
kill.
God.
You're gonna kill
Oh
somebody with
God.
that. We need to get to the meeting room right now.
Is that above us?
And it's above us. It just jumps up, like light as a feather. Jumps up to go through that hole again.
Cool.
To go to follow the guards that were taken.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
first untie them, like just like just real quick, just
you start untying the guards. They're all passed out, like they are unconscious. So like you're
Fine, hurry
untying
up.
them, they're just slumping
Yeah,
over.
but that way when they're awake, they're no longer just tied up. Like just they can actually do something if they ever actually wake up. You're like, you're okay, you're good, okay. And then super strength into my legs and just jump right up. You're like, okay.
Cool. You guys, you've gone down. You can go back up again. You guys both jump up to the next level, and you see the corridor that the other guards had just been taken down. And as you head over, you see that those guards also passed out now. They are now just on the floor. And that corridor you're heading down towards, there's a vending machine near the end, and then there's a big old waiting room for the big old meeting.
Mm-hmm.
As you start heading down to that, we pan over to Miles and Maeve. As you guys were sitting and arguing over what the consequences of opening the door should have been and how you didn't actually achieve anything by opening the door and not telling them about what was happening, you start hearing major kerfuffle down the corridor.
Yeah. Maeve.
You're just downstairs. I can come down there.
Maeve, I think, gives kind of a hesitant look towards Miles and then rolls her eyes and pushes a few buttons on the bracelet again, and almost like nanotech, I guess, black with deep orange, kind of like sci-fi light streaks through it, kind of crawl up her arm and across her body. And I would like to mark my doom track to use dark visions. So kind of a visor comes over her face. And I would like to pull in the information from all of the security systems here to run simulations of what I think is happening as my dark visions.
100% yes, you can do that. Absolutely. So in those split seconds that you are using, for you, Miles, it literally just looks like that's your suit coming on, I'm guessing, right? Like and coming onto your stuff.
Yeah.
You see this suit coming up, and as you do in that split second, like the suit starts coming up, and Maeve's eyes are closed. Maeve, you start gathering all this intel in those brief moments, the dark visions. You see a goon break into the hacking department disguised as one of the guards, evidently something they'd stolen prior and got into place. You start basically seeing how they've been turning off all the cameras, not even bothering feedback loops, just turning them off as they go and like knock out the people that were in there. You then see them start to take out the guards on patrol in the areas underneath, starting from the lower floors and going up, so that way on that floor, top floor there, they can't get any backup. And then you see coming towards you 3 goons, big uns, with some sort of electric astro technology that you think might have been developed by the 2 Martian villains who arrived on the planet years prior, who go by the names of... I can't remember them. Why don't you remind me of their names? Oh wait, no, I've got them here. Event Horizon and Singularity. And it's known that Event Horizon had the abilities of black holes and white holes, and that Singularity could create wormholes. So with that information there, you're instantly unsure. As in these visions, you're seeing all of this new technology that these goons are holding as they're walking down the corridor towards where you are, and you are uncertain of what that tech can do. And you come back into yourself.
Her eyes pop open and she wipes the blood out from under her nose. Couple incoming. They're coming from below. Some kind of Martian tech. I can't tell what it is. And she reaches up and touches the side of her jaw, and like a respirator type mask just kind of forms across the bottom half of her face to hide her identity. If you have any sneezes ready, I'd suggest getting prepared.
Miles sees her do this really cool suit up, and he's like, I knew this would happen. Starts unbuttoning his shirt really fast, taking it off, put it on the bench, taking off his dress. He's got his superhero costume underneath. Takes out a little blue bandana, ties it around his eyes, and he's got his eyes sort of blinking in between as he like moves it around. It's really awkwardly made. All right, let's do this.
She looks you up and down again.
She also notices that on his chest are the letters WB for Wonder Boy, but because of the font he's chosen, it looks like there's a U in the middle, so you read it as like Wub? Like, what's Wub?
You've done this before, right?
Couple of times.
Okay, if you die, it's not my fault.
Die? Who's coming?
At that point, 3 goons round the corner, confident that there were no guards here and there'd be no one in their way. And you see these large, gruff guys, built like kind of the front line of a rugby team. They are big and muscular. And one of them has these knuckle dusters that crackle with this sort of cosmic electricity that doesn't quite look blue, but kind of also looks like if you stare at it too long, it looks like an RGB sort of vibe. And then the other has these 2 kind of what are they called? Battens that crackle with that same electricity at the end. And the other has like kind of a little blaster under his arm that he's holding. The 3 of them look at you 2, and one of them goes, scrawny heroes. Well, let's finish them off then, eh? What would you like to do?
I throw my earth bar.
Can you roll to provoke someone, please?
Don't worry, this will distract him.
Resignation and voice.
What's it roll on the table?
If you jumped out the box, provoke someone is a superior, so that is a big old 7.
A 7. Okay. So you can choose one. You can choose one. Either they stumble and you can take a +1 forward against them. They you gain a critical opportunity. They overreact, you gain influence over them.
Did you say one of them had like an electric arm or something?
He's got like these like electric knuckle dusters.
Can it hit his electric like knuckle duster and it just sort of like, because it's chocolate, it just melts onto it and then it like starts going whammy and it won't work properly?
So do you want to gain a critical opportunity basically in that moment?
Yes, I think.
So because you're provoking, you're not going to be able to mess with any of their gear because that'd be an attack. But what you can do is so here you go. As you throw this Earth bar, the rebranded Mars bar that got rebranded a good 550 years ago due to political complaint, you throw this bar, it hits this guy directly in the face, and he just goes, "What? Ooh!" And you just see he just bends over to pick it up. I'll say this, Anna, you've got if you want to directly engage a threat or unleash your powers against that particular goon, you'll get a +2 to that roll.
Awesome. Yeah, so I think as he bends down to pick it up, he sees stuck to the side of his leg, just a small beeping explosive. Because moments earlier, as the Mars bar was thrown, from Maeve's point of view, or stopwatch, as she is in her hero persona, the Mars bar, she hit a few buttons on her bracelet, and the blue ring pulsed out from her very large this time and spun around her like a gyrosphere, and all of time around her stopped. And she ran forward, planted the explosion as she passed by, and is now on the other side of these goons, kind of leaned up against the wall to take a breath as time starts again. So as he bends down to pick up this Mars bar, there's a little beeping explosive that, as he looks down and sees it, explodes. That's my intention, at least. I will roll for...
if you can roll for... are you rolling Unleash Your Powers or Directly Engage a Threat? Which one would you like to roll for?
Unleash Powers.
Go for it, yeah.
That is... And you said I had a +2 on that?
+2 for that, yeah.
That's 14 total.
Oh! Okay. This happens exactly as you describe it. You don't even need a moment to catch your breath. This, for you, is as easy as breathing. And as that explosive goes off on his leg, I'm going to have him take a powerful blow. So let's see what he can do against that. He rolled high, which on this one is bad. So, on taking a powerful blow, so he instantly... God, I rolled literally an 11. Let's roll to see. Actually, you know what? Anna, can you roll your d6 for me on and then I'll choose depending on what you roll. So I've got some marked out. So just tell me what you roll on that 6.
A 6.
He takes this explosion and instantly just passes out. This explodes him. It smashes him into the stone wall opposite, and you see him just go ugh, and fall on the floor. The earth bar just loosely clutched in his hand.
I see this happen from my end, and I haven't noticed that Maeve's teleported yet. I turn around and go, Maeve, they're weak to earth bars.
Maeve is not there. And
Maeve?
You see Stopwatch is directly almost in front of you from behind them.
She's doing kind of that hand thing out in front of her, like, let's go. Something more than a Mars bar, please.
They're called earth bars now, I'm coming.
So these two other goons have seen this in that moment. And I will say, at this moment, you hear a huge explosion. It sounds like something's just crashed through the window of something somewhere, and then the floor shakes slightly. It feels almost like an earthquake, but then it stops quite suddenly. And then almost a couple moments later, as these goons are getting ready to attack you guys, you hear running down the corridor as King and Christian, you guys enter the scene and you see these two goons. I'm just going to roll for what these goons are going to do, and then we'll move to your turns. So, these two goons are instantly turning on the guy who threw the earth bar that seems to have taken their friend out, because they also did not see Stopwatch do anything. So they turn to Miles, and Miles, they're going to directly try to engage you. So let's see.
Goody.
The one with the batons immediately tries to run up and hit you, and you manage to just dodge out of the way both times. You feel that static electricity go past your head, trying to gravitating towards it, and you feel the heat from it, even as he's skimming past you. And the other goon uses their blaster under their arm, and they manage, as you are dodging out of the way of those hits, he manages to just fire a little pulse at you, and I'm going to need you to take a powerful blow for me, please. On this one, you want to roll low.
Here it comes. Oh, I've been rolling great all night. 8. 8.
Okay, so you can choose one. Either you lash up verbally and provoke a teammate into full hardy action. You give ground, your opposition gains an opportunity, or you struggle past the pain and mark 2 conditions.
I think being a teenage boy, Miles would lash out verbally as he gets shot in the chest, basically. And he would exclaim very loudly and be like, Maeve, help me! You're letting the sign down here!
As he's provoking you, Maeve, into foolhardy action, I will say that your next move it'll have to be a directly engage a threat, probably without assessing it, and I'll say it will take a -1 to that. But hey, the others have shown up. What do you guys want to do? Let's start with Major Unbreakable.
Cool. I see all this, right? Like, in the sense
Yeah.
of like, cool.
You've
How
like
close
skid
are
around the
these?
corner as he's like literally taken the hit, sort of thing.
How close are these enemies together to each other?
They're pretty close. They're pretty
Cool.
much on top of Miles. Miles is very close to both of them.
I'm okay.
R.I.P. Wub.
So,
Major Unbreakable, save me!
I just look at that, and again, because I've been trained by this, I have in a sense of like kind of an idea what to do, but I'm also a teenager who is just like, oh, I gotta something that would look real cool, and I just kind of go like, and since I just saw Astro's like somewhat power, at least a part of it, of like turn into just kind of like a really heavy thing, be like, hey Astro, you wanna? I got a quick idea. You wanna do it? Like as we're running.
What's the idea?
I'm gonna shoot you down there, and you're gonna become real heavy.
You know what?
I need you to jump, and I'm gonna just push you down there.
Oh, gee, okay.
You up for it?
Fine, do it.
Okay, jump.
Alright.
And as soon as he jumps, I jumps and essentially use my feet to kick his feet and just catapult him towards the enemies.
You see these two enemies that are somewhat on top of Miles and stuff. You can definitely, if you roll high enough, you'll miss Miles entirely. You'll miss Wonder Boy. I'll say, can you roll a d6 for me, King? And
one?
then, yes, just one. And then, Christian, when you roll Unleash Your Powers, you can add whatever King rolls to that.
Sure.
Okay. I'll let you decide which one. I think I should use this one for you, since this is like kind of galaxy themed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Roll that one, yeah. I'm just gonna roll that one. Roll.
Hold on, wait a minute.
And it's better than nothing. That's better than nothing.
4.
Hey.
4.
Rocking with that. Cool. Now, would you call these people a barrier of safety?
You know what? Sure, I'll call them a barrier.
Amazing, fantastic. We love to see it.
Metaphorically, they're in between you and your goal.
Yeah, exactly. See, they're all thinking with the big brain. We're all thinking. I can appreciate that. Oh no, that's real bad for them.
Even with the +4.
That's if I get the +4, that's true. That's a 16.
Oh! I thought it was the other way. I thought you were gonna be like, that's a 6.
No.
Oh my god. Okay.
That still would have been a 12 if I rolled a 6.
They're gonna take 2 powerful blows. I just rolled. How have I rolled literally 3 11s for these guys taking powerful blows? That's so bad. I was literally just gonna say you can choose exactly what happens to them, and they are going to pass out from this.
So like a shooting star, as
propelled by Major, who's literally just like kick yeeted you.
Yeah.
To propel you.
There's almost a weird like synergy as he kicks him and gets his feet against his feet, and he pushes him, and he goes with the momentum, the inertia, and just sticks a leg out, and just like a spear hits one, and then that one hits the other, and they just drive to the end of the hallway and crash.
I'll say this: where you've angled this and where you've hit them, I'll say they go straight and they dent into the door at the end. The door is 3 feet thick, and they have dented into it, and then they both just slump unconscious onto the floor.
Cool. And I know this is the door, so I immediately just hit that button to open it.
The door, as Major Breakable runs down after throwing the shooting star, and you stopwatch, and Miles, your hair has just gone as this shooting star has basically gone past you and then stood up and slammed the door open. The door opens onto chaos. Before all four of you, you see Ignition fighting with these mechanical cuffs that have been placed on her arms. You see the mayor grappling with a goon that's trying to take her through a wormhole. And you see your mother, Maeve, almost trying to go hand in hand, like fisticuffs, with Event Horizon, who is constantly using black holes and white holes to basically make her punch herself in the face. Like, she is using her own strength against her, and she's trying to dodge how he's conjuring these and occasionally getting hit in, but barely. And as we hit onto this, I'll say maybe we should take our first little 7-minute break, and we'll get a chance to hydrate, and then we're going to come back and you guys can strategize. You have also ended this first part with a first point in your team pool as you worked as a team. So you get a little +1 that you can use.
Teamwork!
Not gonna lie.
Teamwork!
Major
There we
Michael's
go.
just gonna run up and just be like, "Oh man, I can't believe that actually worked."
Voice of God, may we break. Hi guys, and we're back again from break, and a way to really drive us back in to Roll for Charity. We've had 2 donations already. King Smileyy has been offered a +1 to their roll, so we've had a $5 donation, which is great, and we've also have an $150 donation from Smileyy, so that way everyone can level up. So guys, you're all leveling up. Smileyy, do you want to repeat why you wanted to donate 150?
I just want to be able to do more. This is a completely selfish reason.
Smileyy in the break here, just like, I just want to do more stuff.
We get to the end of the one shot, Major Unbreakable's 15 feet tall, he's just holding a tank.
But that's incredible. Just a general reminder to everyone, we've got our donation little kind of treats in the chat that Rolling for Charity is posting for us at the moment. And please feel free to donate anything you can, even if it's not something like a $5 or anything. Even if it's $1, every little bit helps. So with that, we'll jump straight back into the game, and you guys can just, like, in the meantime, level up as we go, and that's just, like, find what you'd want to do. You guys have also been remembering to mark your potentials as well, yeah?
Yeah.
For failed rolls? Fantastic. Okay, so you guys have opened up on this scene of chaos, and I will give you guys 1 reaction. You will be able to tackle 1 problem. You will not be able to tackle all 3. You will not be able to help Ignition and help someone else. You can either help Ignition, help Lyra, the Minister of Defense, or help Cassie, the mayor. So, we will start with... We'll start with Anna. Stopwatch. Well, actually, you know what? That's efficient. Your whole thing was time.
Yes. Sorry, I was looking at the moves in the other playbooks to take for the advancement. Yeah. Kind of scanning over this situation, I think kind of her assessment is that Ignition might be the greatest help here. So, because I don't need to. Am I still provoked from Miles from Wub?
I'll roll for it.
Okay, because those goons are dead, so I wasn't
You
sure.
do
They're
as one
gone.
command.
Or knocked out.
You are not.
Okay. Then I would like to unleash my powers to try and free Ignition.
All right. Give us a roll, and then tell me what you'd like to do with that roll.
Pretty. It's decent. That's 8 total.
8 total? Okay. So whatever you want to do, either you'll get a condition to do it perfectly, or will have an unstable effect. What would you prefer?
That is a good question.
Fate lies in your hands.
I'm going to take a
choice we
condition.
Ooh, okay, so it works perfectly, but you'll take a condition. Do what you
Mhm.
need to do, and I'll tell you what condition you take.
Ooh, I have a suggestion too, if you would like to hear it.
Ooh, yeah, I would
would-
love to hear it.
I would suggest guilty because I'm going to help Ignition instead of my mother.
I was literally already thinking that one. So we'll do that. We'll have guilty.
Awesome. Yeah, so Stopwatch rushes forward, kind of pushing past the 2 new arrivals because they're apparently on our side. I don't know, enemy of your enemy is your friend, I guess. Doesn't really look at Miles after that comment that he made. And it's difficult to look at the bandana tied around his eyes. So she rushes past, running straight up to Ignition and grabs the manacles, the shackles that Ignition is trying to wrestle with. And that blue ring pulses out from her wristband again and spins around. And I would like to speed up time around these shackles to age them, essentially, to the point that they just fall apart.
Oh, yes. They start, you see from where you're grabbing them that rust like color starts to seep out from underneath that section, and it starts to spread out. And as it does, Ignition, in that brief moment that they see this happening, instantly just like draws their wrists together and cracks it as these manacles crumble away into dust under your power. That's incredible. I love that so much. Ignition looks up at you, filled with confusion, awe, and just you. They are so totally impressed by you. You have influence over Ignition now.
Ooh, okay.
I know I was
That's
saying
nice.
that this is better for campaigns, but you know what? That perfect. You have influence over them now.
Time to get back in the fight.
Yes, I believe you're right. Ignition, we're going after. Go!
That must sound so
What?
strange people
What?
listening to the stream.
Voice
They
of
can't-
God.
they can't hear God.
God,
So
God has
discreetly don't
spoken
let
to me. The voice of God has come to me. We've hit goal. That's
Yes.
incredible, everyone. Oh, wow. Oh my God. That's incredible. Well, I mean, hey, even though we've hit a goal, you know what that means? The goal bar increases. Let's just keep it going, guys. Keep
Mhm.
trying to donate. The more, the merrier. And it's all going to an incredibly great cause. And there's still more streams after this to come. Now, back into the game.
2 of those were $50 levels, so I'll take 2 more Doom signs just to keep that out in the open.
What?
Oh my God, no!
What?
How many rooms are you away from explosion, Anna?
2 Doom signs away, and my Doom track is partially full, so not very far. If anyone wants to see me explode, you know, another $50.
Oh my God. Oh no! Oh!
Yeah, so I think as Ignition gets up and like steps back into the fight, Stopwatch kind of steps back and starts coughing, and there's blood all over her glove.
Oh God! That's oh, I love that. Right, Ignition is going to be following after you guys. Let's go, Miles. You took one hell of a hit, but as you turned, a shooting star went past and opened up this array of chaos to you. What do you want to do?
Miles is very out of his element right now, but he can see his mama, and he's going to go running for her. Going to sprint over to the old mayor. Would you say she's trying to fist fight this dude?
So basically, a goon has got her and is basically trying to drag her through a wormhole that's open that you're pretty sure on the other end Singularity is at.
Yeah. So Miles takes off in a sprint, and as he's sprinting, he's sort of like phasing every couple of steps. So it's like speeding him up as he's going. And he's going to get to the point where he's at the goon, and he's going to literally just jump and phase and try and like burst out between his mum and this goon and just bulldoze him away.
All right, roll to unleash your powers for me.
Ooh, what do I add? What you roll?
You add freak.
Oh God. Oh no. My freak is bad. Oh no. Oh no. That is a big old 5.
That's a big old 5?
5.
Oh, you try to phase over and like run and phase to bulldoze this guy past. And as you run and phase, you just phase to the other side of him and you turn. And as you turn, your mum is gone through that wormhole. And it just closes. So, Astro, what are you doing?
Well, seeing that whole thing happen, he sees his father he's still fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Event Horizon is still fighting in the room.
Yeah. I'm going to use what's the move called? Change sides. I'm gonna use that move. When you mislead or trick an enemy by pretending to be on their side, roll plus danger. And so in order to do that, he rushes over to his father.
Mm-hmm.
And like almost like to pull him out of the way of an attack he can't see or he can't like manipulate his wormholes through, and then like he pulls him to safety to like mislead him.
Let's give that a roll.
Yeah, cool.
Give it a go.
Here we go. So roll plus danger. That is a what's my danger? If I can scroll up my danger, that's a 7.
Perfect. That puts you in. So you grab him and twist him out of the way to dodge one of Lyra's hits that would have got him square in the jaw. Mm-hmm. And as you do that, he turns and goes, "What?" He goes, "You. Thanks. Your mother can open another wormhole here. Get ready to come through with us."
All right, and he doesn't let go. So I'm creating an opportunity.
Oh! Ooh! Okay, opportunity going forward. Okay, up to you, Major Unbreakable. Where do you want to go? You've got that Event Horizon is there.
Okay.
The mayor has just been taken.
Well, I mean, is there anything I can do to even save the mayor? Like,
well, you would have heard briefly with your super senses that Event Horizon did just say that Singularity would be opening another wormhole, so that way the goons and him can get out.
Okay.
I should go straight on my light like this, shouldn't I?
So, I was the entire time looking at what to do. I was taking a move from another flame blood, and I think I can use it right now.
Oh, go for it! And I'll try opening my cup before I try and drink, and nothing comes out.
Smart.
So just to make sure there's 2 options for me to do. One is fight Event Horizon, or
you can fight him, or if you want, you can try and I might suggest holding him or create an opportunity for the guys in order to barrel through that wormhole that you know is going to come up.
Okay, cool. Okay, then, yeah. I'll do that. I'm going to hold them where they can go through that wormhole.
Okay.
And the move that I took was from the Janus plate.
Ooh, okay.
It's called Game Face. When you commit yourself to save someone or defeat an terrible enemy, mark a condition, and take +1 going to all rolls in direct pursuit of that goal.
Yo! Okay, so if you're planning on saving the mayor, that means going forward, you would have a +1 on literally any roll going forward to saving the mayor.
No.
That's incredible. What a perma-stat. What a permic bardic inspiration. I love that. Incredible.
Right, that's what I'm going to do. But I still need a marking condition.
Yes. Let's have a look at these conditions. What are you thinking? So nervous.
Tummy ache.
I am thinking back to how
can
much...
I... Oh, yes. No, I was going to say...
Because of my personality being very relaxed and stuff like that, my grandfather's always nagging me, feeling like you need to be more upfront. You need to be of the. You need to be more like your brother.
Oof.
I'm
Is
insecure.
that an insecure? Yeah, baby. Mark that insecurity. Mark it.
Yeah. So. Ooh.
Literally, literally me every day. So,
yeah.
If you would like, I would like you to directly engage a threat, basically, which is going to be Event Horizon. There is already an opportunity going forward, so I'll let you carry a +1 forward that has been given to you by Astro.
Cool. So, hold on. Do these things stacked? Because I got a +1 for Astro, a +1 for my thing for saving the manier, trying to do, and also they gave me a +1 from chat.
Yes, that means that there's a +3 to this roll.
Cool, awesome, nice. And I'm rolling for what? You said
you're rolling to directly engage a threat.
Cool, 'cause my danger was 0. That is a 9.
A 9. Would you like to take a +1 from team as well and boost that up to a 10?
Would everyone be okay with that?
Yeah.
Sure. Let's make it a 10.
There we go. That's a 10. So you get to pick 2. You can resist or avoid their blows, take something from them, create an opportunity for your allies, or impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition. And you can choose 2 of those options.
Ooh. Known of my guy's personality, he would just like to surprise, impress, and stuff like that. Just kind of show up and be like, "Hey, how you doing, big guy?" No, this ain't your plan. Ain't going. Your plan ain't gonna do it.
So we're gonna choose one of your options. You can surprise him. So you're surprising him. Great. That means that he's not going to be able to be very reactive to things, because he's surprised in this moment. What's the other thing you would like to do?
Now, I can help you guys. If I open an opportunity, that's open an opportunity for them to jump through the portal, or is that just to like deal with him? Okay, cool. I'll open an opportunity for them to go through the portal.
Perfect. As you guys are working as a team once again, that will be another +1 into your team pool.
Sweet.
Nice.
There we go. Okay. So, that has, so basically, in what has just happened in these brief moments, stopwatch, you've raced through, you've crumpled these manacles into dust, freed Ignition. Ignition has then basically turned and gone straight over to Lyra and pulled her away from all the black holes that have been appearing and stuff and that sort of thing that haven't quite dissipated yet, and pulled her away from Event Horizon. You've then got Event Horizon, who's also been tugged away by his son, who is then gripping him on one arm, and then on the other arm comes speeding through Major Unbreakable, who's basically gone, "Hi, buddy, how's you going?" As he's then gripped and grappled the other side, both of them now locking Event Horizon in place. Event Horizon's eyes have widened and the breath has been taken out of his lungs for a moment as he's almost been winded by this. In the meantime, we look to Wonder Boy, who is almost outstretched looking at the place where his mother was just before he turns to look at you guys. I will say in this moment, let's see who's going to have the fastest reaction, as someone's just taken a bit of a heavy blow from their doom, has coughed up a little bit of blood. Miles, you're going to have the first reaction as this spinning appears, the same one that your mother was just taken through, behind Event Horizon has just opened up. There is an opportunity there. With that, everyone can get through before Event Horizon can.
Just like an OC question, is Maeve, are you affected by a condition at the minute? Is Maeve affected by a condition?
Yes, guilty.
Guilty. Is that like obvious or apparent?
You can. I think you see it in her eyes, and she, trying to stay focused on the fight, keeps glancing towards her mother.
I will see that. I'll sort of call over and say, "You've done nothing wrong. Get your head in the game. We need you." And I'm going to try to comfort or support somebody.
Ooh, you want to clear the condition? Nice. I love that.
Whoop. Okay. 6, 8.
8. Okay, with an 8, I do believe you succeed with that one. Let me get a little read through. Yeah, so on a hit, they can clear a condition. Or they mark a potential, clear a condition, or shift labels if they open up to you, basically, in that moment. So it's up to you. Anna?
I don't know if she opens up, but as she glances back, there's a look of surprise and then a little bit of respect in her eyes for the first time that Miles is seeing by far. So I don't know if you want to count that as opening up or not.
Count that? Yeah, 100% I'll count that.
Okay, so I can shift. Is it one of them?
So you can either clear a condition, mark a potential, or shift a label.
Ooh. Given the opportunity, I am going to shift a label. I'm going to shift danger down and savior up.
Perfect. There you go. Mm-hmm. Nice. Love that.
Yeah, she gives Miles a kind of resolute look and a nod.
And with that, Miles takes off sprinting and jumps through the portal.
Perfect. You're through the portal. Also, we're adding another team to the pool for that little team play there. I'm rewarding teamwork so much. I'm like, here's a treat. You want another treat? You'll get a team pool. You get a team pool. Everybody gets a team pool. Okay. I'll say this, Ashra, you're probably up next on reaction.
I think
your father is now surprised. You'll be able to let go of him and get through that quickly.
Yeah, I think to add to the surprise, like once my father's like locked in and I see the portal's open, I think so I almost like to bounce off or use him as a launching pad and blast him back towards ignition so the ignition can handle him. Just taps him on the back and uses him to propel himself through the portal and charge. Again, like a shooting star or a comet. Take your pick.
Perfect. Yeah. Can you unleash your powers for me?
I can do that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an 8.
An 8? Okay, so you can either mark a condition or choose or it's unstable in some way.
Let's see these conditions real quick.
Condition.
Wait.
We all get a conditions today.
I think he's gonna go with angry.
Oh, okay. Everyone's got different ones.
He knows who's on the other side of that portal, so.
Now,
He's
Would that
not angry at
immediately
anybody
get-
here. He's angry at what's to come.
now question, would that immediately get cleared? Because I'm still holding on to this man. You would hurt me as well.
That's up to you,
So-
man.
I was gonna go to you next for this reason.
I gotta do the hustle, you know?
Would you hold on, or would you let go? You've seen this power before.
Hey, listen, I would not let go. Hopefully, I would try to activate my invincibility at the same time. Be like, oh, okay.
Can you roll Unleash Your Powers for me?
Awesome, no problem. Gladly.
Wait, actually, do you have the ability Take a Powerful Blow? Did you take that legacy ability?
Hold on, let me double check what my.
Legacy. Oops.
No, I scrolled down for this. Scroll down. There we go. I have. Oh, you mean Never Give Up, Never Surrender? When you take up.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
You have that one?
I do.
Perfect. Roll that one.
Yeah.
Cool.
Caca, use that one, Caca.
Now, hold on. Roll Savior. Okay. Now, I got a -2. Well, not -2. I got technically a 0 on this because my thing was +2, but because of my condition, -2. So this is straight die.
Okay. Good luck, buddy. Remember, there's
Here we
also
go.
2 in the team poll. Remember.
Hey, let's see what the die has to say.
You spent you donated just for this purpose.
Hey, exactly. Listen. Oh wait, I got a +1 because this is technically going towards trying to help the mayor.
There you go.
So +1.
Yeah.
Net positive.
I rolled a 4 plus a +1 is 5.
Okay. Would you like the two? Would you like to use the 2 team to make that a +2 or no?
You know what? Hold on. Let me. Actually, absolutely not. Nah, because let's see. Take
He's
a
just
full
gonna
hardy
donate
action.
more money.
Would you call this a full hardy action?
What, holding on to him as he's going flying?
Yes.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's a full body action.
He's
Awesome.
technically flying towards ignition, I guess, because that's where I aimed him at, or pushed him
Yeah.
towards.
Awesome. Great. Cool. Because the full hardy action, without discussing with my team, clears my condition.
Wait, does that make the roll a success?
I don't know.
If you've got if you're taking a full hardy action to hold on to him, so that removes the condition. So does that mean?
Wait, hold up. Because in my mind, it's like the full hardy action is taking a blow without having the visibility on.
Okay,
like,
you know what? Yeah,
that's in my mind. Like in the sense of like allowing for declared condition by hurting me, and then also taking the hit without my powers is foolhardy. So
Yeah.
I also get my condition cleared.
perfect. You know what? Incredible.
And I discuss none of this with anyone. I just land and be like, know
So
Grandpa doesn't know what they're talking about. He's old.
I will say, I'll give you on your choices on what to do here. You can lash out verbally to provoke a teammate to full hardy action, or inflict a condition. Basically, or you can only do it on someone you influence, so you can't do it at that moment. But you basically provoke a teammate to full hardy action. So you can either do that. You can give ground. Your opposition gets an opportunity. Remember, there's 2 of you who still aren't through that wormhole yet. And then you can also choose to struggle past the pain and take 2 conditions.
So take 2 conditions to get 1 condition off. Hmm.
Oh my god.
Is this the play?
What a conundrum.
Is this?
What a loop you've got yourself in.
Oh my god. He's crunching the numbers.
Is he standing there staring it off into like the middle distance? Like
As he's flying,
you know what?
he's thinking about
You know
all the
what?
possibilities.
He's got a chalkboard.
Stop watch. Time passes slowly for you. Time is relative to you. You see him going past, going, and he's going through the air.
Who will say it?
Oh my god. Okay.
You know, like the slow-mo in Pirates of the Caribbean where all like the Shrapnel's going past? Like it's like that, but all it is like the paperwork from the table and stuff.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Major Unbreakable broke the game.
I think. Okay. What was the first option?
You provoke a teammate to foolhardy action. The only teammate still there is Stopwatch.
Yeah.
She's getting provoked a lot today, man. Got some slack.
You know what? I'll open an opportunity to myself. That's fine.
What was that? You're like,
Open
give
it
an
up.
opportunity.
Yeah, like in my mind, I'm the only one there. It's fine. I'm right next to them. It's like I listen. I open opportunity for them to go through. I open opportunity for me to just do something here.
So, you refuse to let go. You fly through the air, and as you do, you're thinking, "Was this the best option?" As you saw and you crash into ignition, the pair of you going tumbling into the wall. Event Horizon immediately standing up, rolling and standing up to his feet, as he looks down at you with a glower and then looks back at the wormhole, and the only thing in between him and the wormhole is you, Stopwatch.
yes. So I would, seeing this, I do not want him to go through the wormhole. So I am going to mark my Doom track to use my Doom Sign Infinite Powers to use an ability from any playbook. And I am going to use the Conduits move Flashover. It allows me to move anywhere in a scene regardless of the limits of time, space, and probability, and I can mark an additional condition to take someone with me.
Oh!
So I am going to mark Anger, and I would like to, slowing down time, those blue rings like a gyrosphere around her, slowing down time, I would like to grab its Singularity or Event Horizon that's here.
Event Horizon.
I would like to grab Event Horizon and move them out of reach of this wormhole before diving through myself, so that my intention is they're too far away to get to it before it closes.
Ooh, interesting. I love that. I think probably best that you put them straight like down the corridor that you saw previously and just throw them down the hole that is there that was created by Astro when they came through. So I can 100%, you basically flash through that point and then just tip them backwards. So that way you're still on the right floor and they're not.
Mm-hmm. And then I will rush back through. So it's just like blinks of things everyone else is seeing as its time's kind of synchronizing for a second and then again unsyncing.
Oh, I love that. This happened so quickly that you honestly think you might just be concussed, Smileyy. You're like, I'm concussed. How did that happen? He was there a minute, he's gone. Did he get through? He must have gone through. What? Stopwatch, as you've come back, your ear is bleeding slightly as you marked another Doom track. You are almost covered in your own blood, drying and flaking on your skin and still dripping down at points as well.
It's for Earth. That's what matters.
Oh my god. Doomtrack filling so fast. This usually takes a campaign. We're speed running this.
So
Stop
fast.
watch. Stopwatch will not be returning in Avengers Endgame.
Guys, the Doom could just arrive if someone just donates $50.
It will be very close.
just arrive.
If somebody
Just hold on,
donates
just-
$50, I will be 2 Doomtrack marks away from completely meeting my Doom.
Good lord.
Oh my god.
We're so close.
Okay. So, we speed run over to Miles. Miles, you have jumped through that wormhole. And as you've launched yourself through, you instantly see the inside of Event Horizons and Singularity's lair. It is almost like an observatory of sorts, and you can see that there is channels and connections and a telescope that lead straight up, and you can guess it's probably over to Mars and communications with Mars. In the area that you have just jumped into, you see Singularity holding open a wormhole. They've got a slight nosebleed themselves as they're keeping a wormhole open and such for their husband. And you see behind her is that goon dragging your mother still as she's screaming and swearing, her Scottish accent very thickly coming through as she's calling him every name under the sun. What would you like to do?
Still going after Mumsy. I'm going to sprint through the room and then phase through Singularity just to get past them, and then run over and try and defend my mum. So I'm going to use the defend action to try and come between the goon and her. I'm just sort of push him off her.
Mm-hmm. Would you like to roll for defend someone for me? And
Yeah.
seeing as you're doing, seeing as you're just using your phase and movement as like flavor, I'll let you get away with that one. So you kind of just phase to get the speed up to get there in time. Yeah, go for it.
So it says in the rules. So when we got our free level up from Smiley's amazing donation, one of the things you can do is you can add 1 to one of your labels. But it says if you want to go above a 3, you have to ask your GM. Can I increase?
You can go above a 3.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Great, that's an 11.
Beautiful. Okay, so on a level, so for you on a hit, you keep them safe and choose 1. So you can add a team to pull, take influence over someone you protect, or clear a condition.
I'll add a team to the pool.
Add team to the pool. There are 3 team in the pool then, guys. And you literally head up as you kind of phase and get to this goon. You almost kind of like phase in between them, breaking his grip and instantly catching your mum. And she looks at you, she goes, "Oh, thank you. Wob?"
That's okay, madam. Don't worry. and it's Wonder Boy.
But it says Wob on you. Caution.
No. This I do this as a lesson to the young heroes out there not to buy cheap embroidery from online on Wish.
Right. Okay.
It's a lesson.
Thank you.
Bigger fish to fry, Mom. Get back.
She instantly does. She sort of like steps back a little bit. But yes, next through the portal, as you see Wonder Boy phase in between and catch the mirror and have this brief exchange with them, you come face to face with your mother, Astro, as you jump through this wormhole with a lot of speed and strength. You are muted.
Yes, I think with that, just that torrent, that continuous speed, it's not stopping him. He sees where she is, and he immediately goes to tackle her.
Okay. Can you roll directly engage a threat as you got a continued boost from your power, I will let you add a +1 to this.
Okay, so it's plus danger. Cool. Plus one, nice. So we're gonna do the thing, and that's 2 6s plus dangers. So 14 plus 1, so 15. 14? Yeah, 15. Yes, 15.
Okay. So, absolutely, you directly engage a threat. So, on a hit, you're trading blows. And on a +10, you get to pick 2. So what would you like to add? So I will say that you can go to basically attack them and hit her. So you want to tackle her, right?
Yeah.
What are the 2 things you want to achieve from that?
I want to frighten them.
Mm.
And I want to. They don't really have anything to take, so I'm gonna, I guess, resist or avoid their blow if they do attack me back.
No worries. So you basically pummel straight through this wormhole. In that brief moment, you lock onto your mother, and as she feels someone else come through the wormhole, her eye opens as she sees you, and instantly her fingers, like where they've been like very relaxed and stuff as she's been focusing, instantly tense as you pummel into her. And you see that her hand, as she tries to basically move a wormhole to basically teleport you off of her, you realize that as you're like moving, she can't do that without losing grip on the wormhole to bring your father through. So she's trying to keep that open, and with you basically switching or moving away from the other hand that's trying to like wormhole you off of her, she's basically now just pinned underneath you. The only thing keeping that wormhole open are her fingers like twitching as she's trembling slightly as she is confronted with the fact that her son is fighting against her. Because as much as she feels great shame, you're still her boy. So that wormhole, I'm gonna give a roll. We're gonna see how stable it is.
Oh.
Back in the room, that wormhole starts to get a little smaller. It doesn't look like it's staying open much longer.
Okay then.
What would you like to do, both of you?
Get up for one.
I presume that was a start.
I see you bleeding.
Yeah, I think you see me there, and then almost like a glitch, she's gone, and Event Horizon's gone suddenly, and she's back, and you do see her bleeding from her nose and her ears, it looks like.
Cool.
Well, there is a mask over her face, so you can't quite see her bleeding from her nose, but from her ears, yes.
Yeah. Cool. Are you slowing down?
She just does kind of appear and look at the wormhole, look back at you. If we're going to go through, we need to go through now.
That's the thing I was trying to make sure. I was like, to see if you would make it. So I was just gonna be like, okay, well, gonna just real quick pick you up and just dash through.
Nice. I won't make you roll for that. You've already shown obscene amounts of strength and such previously. You kind of scoop stopwatch up almost onto your shoulder and stuff in that sense, and then just kind of pummel through. Ignition following close behind you. But the wormhole closes as Ignition tries to get through. So as you through, you appear in that same place and that wormhole behind. And you just hear Ignition go, "Nope!" before it's cut off.
Put me down.
Ezra, Ezra, you look down and you see your mother is now just stone cold, like shocked. She does not know what to do as she's lost her wormhole, and it was not her husband that's come through. Anna and Smileyy, you are currently in the villains base. The only two villains, the Goon and Singularity, seem to be somewhat well in hand. The Goon isn't like taken aback or anything, but the mayor is somewhat separated. However, you have no idea where you are right now.
Yeah, I would like to assess this situation as I finally get the major to put me down. I would like to assess the situation because if the enemies are handled, there could be something here we could use for a bigger advantage.
Got it. I do put you down. Of course I put you down.
So I will roll.
Perfect. Roll ahead.
Okay. So my how much negative is my superior? -1. So that is a 10.
A 10. That's great, though. So you've got 2 questions you can ask. Also, I'm very sorry if my mic picks up the funny noises my tummy and throat are making.
In the current situation with the enemies kind of subdued, what here is the biggest threat? Is my first question.
The biggest threat is definitely still Singularity. Singularity can open wormholes, and they are known to be incredibly powerful. If Event Horizon gets back in here, you're going to have a problem.
Understood. Second question. What here can I use to strike a blow to this Martian invasion?
Ooh. You can see a bunch of communications area to what you presume to be Mars. That will give you an idea of what base plans they have for the Earth Scouts and such. You believe that would have a lot of intel that would make the Minister of Defense very, very happy.
Yeah. Saving the mayor is important, but having that intel would be even more important. If we had that intel, a casualty of a city or of an official wouldn't be the highest price, wouldn't be the worst price to pay for that. Sorry. So I am rushing. It does
already seem to be in safe hands, so
that's true. I am rushing towards that communication array. I would like to try and load as much data as I can into my tech.
Okay, amazing. We'll shimmy over to the others and come back to you in just a second. Okay, so you've dashed through Smileyy. Instantly, Stopwatch has jumped off and raced over to those computers. You see Asher on top of Singularity, and Singularity kind of frozen. You have no idea how long that's going to last, though.
Yeah.
And you also see a Goon in front of Wonder Boy and the mayor.
Yeah. That's my problem. Because the thing is, I got a +1 only to saving the mayor.
There.
It's like, hey, I'll get to you real quick, but right now it's just like... Well, actually,
absolutely.
Would getting rid of the Singularity count as saving the mayor in the sense of taking out a threat that is dangerous to the mayor?
Yeah, I would count that.
Cool. Then, if you would count that, then Major Unbreakable would just, soon as they put down Stopwatch and stuff like that, spin around real quick and just start dashing towards Singularity.
Yeah, absolutely. Singularity is currently pinned beneath Astro as they tackled her and threw her to the ground.
Yeah.
What would you like to do? Kick her while she's down.
That's basically my idea. I'm just here that's basically my idea.
Such a hero.
Here's
the hero move of kick them while they're down.
Listen, here's the thing. Major Unbreakable doesn't know any of these people are your parents. I'm the only one here with no parent here. It's just these are random people to me.
It's bring your superhero children to work day.
So
this is a side of I came up with this plot and 2 of you were instantly my parents could be these, and I was like, That's so interesting to me. But anyway, so you go to kick her.
So I was thinking whether it'd be like, okay, I can kick them and punt them, or it'll just be one of those situations where like when I dash, I just appear, like I just show up above them and just go like, well, into the ground you go, and just punch downwards.
So, is there an ability you want to use with this?
I don't necessarily have an ability for this. I just find it
Kill
funny.
parent.exe.
Ah, yes.
What playbook's that from?
Do you? I want you for this. Are you using like super strength and such?
Yeah. I mean, if
Okay.
I'm putting them into the ground, then yeah.
Yeah, I'm using. Okay, I would like you to roll unleash your powers, please.
Oh.
After we defeat them, yeah, we saved the city. My mom. Okay.
Astro just turning around like, I wouldn't say saved, more like under new management.
Okay, let's see. Unleash our powers. Okay.
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 Oh my god.
The dark side of Major Unbreakable.
This is how
Oh
you get
god,
murdered.
no. Well, you know, your mom will be fine. I rolled. No, like legit, I rolled a 3 plus my 1 plus the one I get from this being towards saving the mayor. So it's only a 5. So unless I could use
You might have
two
got a little overzealous, but I'm just gonna rock them to the next world.
unless I could use two team moves to be like, oh, you're on top of her, you're holding her down for me, okay then.
Oh, man,
I would
you're
love,
holding her
I would love with the team moves because it's often teammates assisting you. I would love his stopwatch looks back and sees Major about to miss and kind of like adjust time a little bit just to speed him up so he makes it far enough instead of falling short.
Yeah, you know what I think it is? I think it is like he ran too far, so you've just sped him back and like slowed him slightly so he didn't go too far, just punched empty ground. You sped it back, you can use the other 2 team points if the others agree that you can.
Yo, good.
You use 2 team moves, and for this one, I will choose what happens.
Yo,
It's gonna be unstable. So you dash past, you feel yourself almost getting a bit sluggish for a moment. And then you just find like skid to a stop. And you look down and you go, well, and then just punch down. As you do it hits her square in the chest. It definitely wins her. This super strength, sometimes without that invincibility, super strength isn't great for the bones.
No.
Every bone in your hand fractures.
Oh.
As you punch down, and you punch so hard that you feel like a crack and stuff, and you go, ah! As your bones fracture in your hand. But Singularity is going to roll to take a powerful blow, because that's one hell of a hit. And she rolled really well this time. I'm so sorry. But, oh, she has a condition because of you, because she's frightened. So I'm going to give her a +1 to that, which makes that a 7. So what I'm going to do for her, she is going to struggle past the pain, and she's going to take 2 conditions. So that's going to give her minuses on rolls. She is going to take both angry, and she's going to take guilty. So now she's got angry, afraid, and guilty. So she's got a -2 to piercing the mask. She's got a -2 to directly engage. She's got a -2 to provoking someone or assessing the situation. You guys have... She's just overwhelmed with fury and fear and guilt as she takes this hit and grits her teeth, spitting out blood, and looks up at you and at her son. And you see that guilt in her eyes, Astro. What would you like to do?
With a chair!
It's over.
So sorry.
Just
It turns into WWE. All right, go on. Here you go. I wish I had intense music for you.
It's over. You lose. It's done.
It will never be done. But maybe our ties with yours are forever burned. I'm ashamed to call you my son.
I'm ashamed to call you my mother.
That makes 2 of us then. She glowers up at you. I would like you, in this moment, I think you have... You've grown up in that moment for a moment. You can take an adult move in this moment here as you confront your mother.
Starts filing his taxes.
Independent. It's independent.
Would you say what counts as vulnerable?
She's vulnerable right now. She's mad vulnerable right now.
Cool.
Both physically and emotionally.
Cool. Then I will take overwhelm a vulnerable foe as my adult move.
Perfect. Would you like to roll it now?
Sure.
Perfect.
That's a 6. But if I add a team pool, I will gain a 1. So I will take that.
Yeah,
So,
perfect. Everyone okay with him taking that one?
Of course, definitely.
Perfect.
so then I can choose 2,
Mhm.
which means I will... Oh, these are good. These are really good. For drama. I'm going to
Go for
cause
it, man.
serious collateral damage.
Ooh.
And I'm going to hurt my foe more than I intend.
All right. Tell us what you do.
I think just cracking the knuckles, gathering all of the gravity, the whole the fortress, the hideout begins to feel that overwhelming downward pressure as he just starts to gather it more and more around him. And as they're about to square off and attack one another, he just, in a flash, just punches his mother in the solar plexus with
all of that gravity.
all that gravity.
You see her jaw open, like her mouth opens, but no sound comes up other than the breath escaping her as that gravity punctures through her, her bones fracturing within her. This villain from Mars, this person who has caused many deaths, many injuries, who has sought to wreak havoc upon Earth, those who were forgotten, those who were left behind, and created this paradise through hard work and years and centuries of trying and failing and trying again and never giving up. And you took that to heart. And in that moment, you show her that Earth, it's not theirs. And they're not allowed to have it back. She expels a last breath as that gravity pushes in on her and crushes her heart. And she lays there, flat beneath you. A villain who had cut all her ties with you, who had cut you away and cut your bonds with their treachery. The ceiling above you starts to crack and the walls start to give way. We're going to flash to Miles and then we're going to flash to Maeve. Miles, you've pulled your mother away as this goon then turns on you. But in that moment, you hear a thud as one powerful blow hits Singularity, and then you hear the cracking and overwhelming pressure beginning to build on the ceiling above as boom, a thunderous smack hits Singularity. And you see your allies, your team, remove one of the greatest villains of history from existence. But that was also your only ticket out of this place. And the walls are caving in. What do you want to do, Miles? Wonder Boy.
Wob is very overwhelmed in these trying times, and he's just going to try and deal with the goon, because he, fixing wormholes and holding up ceilings is a bit out of his realm. I've got a thing called Circuit Domitian, which is when you stand strong while dramatically under fire, roll for savior instead of danger to directly engage a threat. Would you consider this standing strong while directly under fire? Awesome.
Yes, I will.
I'm going to use that moment with the goon sort of looking over and noticing his boss having her heart squashed. And I'm going to lunge forward and try and, just lurch forward and use my martial arts to just go ham on this dude.
Absolutely. Roll for it, Bubs.
Shaum. Bosh.
We're going to try and speed run through this last bit so we end on time.
12.
12! Incredible. You lunge for him. Every single pressure point on his neck you hit immediately. You dash around him. You elbow it into the side. You go down his spine, pummeling your knuckles straight into those points. And he kind of goes... Ugh! A bit like, like Po in Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah.
He kind of just... and then just falls to the ground unconscious. Your mother goes, that was incredible, but this place looks like it's caving in. How do we get out?
Yeah, I'm still working on that one, Mom. Let me think on it. I'm gonna confer with my team members. Gang, the ceiling's coming down.
Anna, you have managed to, as you've been clacking away, you've already done this previously. I won't make you unleash your powers for something you've already done previously. You bring in so much information, plans of invasion, the weaponry they've created, the ships they're planning on using to bring more people over here and to bring military over here. You get all of those plans. And you have them downloaded. You can send them off. But also the ceiling is starting to come down.
Yeah. So I ironically need time. Yes, I would like to use my moment of truth.
Absolutely, you can.
To read that off, the moment of truth for the doomed is the prickly tingling of fear of your doom always in your head. It holds you back most of the time, but right here, right now, it gives you the confidence to do anything. After all, what's the worst that could happen? Do impossible things, do anything, but mark a doom sign after you're finished. And with what I'm doing, I feel like I'm exerting myself. So I'm marking 2 doom signs essentially with this, which is completing.
Bringing about your doom.
It is bringing about my doom. When Stopwatch normally messes with time. It's a very localized occurrence within that sphere. In this moment, she needs time to transmit off all of these plans that she has gotten. She needs to also stop time, essentially, of the building crumbling. And she also wants to turn back time locally just a little bit in the space where the wormhole was. Gravity, black holes are tied so intricately with the theory of time. She wants to turn that back to open that hole back up for her team. So as she looks over everybody at what has happened to the villain they're facing, and looking back at the communications array, kind of sinking in what she needs to do. She hits a couple more buttons on her wrist, and the orange lines that have kind of light up through her suit throughout what she does glow very bright. And the sphere, again, emits out, and she pushes it further and further out from her to encase this entire room. And shouts back towards Wonder Boy. Okay. Okay.
Okay. Cool.
They can run downstairs.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm no longer frozen. The break went well because I'm back. Anna, could you just recap your moment of truth, as that's where we left off on?
Yes. So Stopwatch kind of turns and looks from the console that she's at over at the other heroes, her team, I guess, that is suddenly put together here. Some of them well-dressed, some of them looking like they bought their stuff at Party City. And looking at Singularity dead here on the ground, one of the great villains. And glancing back at the communications array, knowing that she needs time to stop this building from collapsing on them. She needs time to transmit all of this data. Normally, when she uses her powers, they are localized within the sphere that she creates. But in this moment, she pushes it harder than she ever has. The orange lines that run through her suit glow even brighter. The sphere spins faster, hums louder, and expands out to encompass the entire room, stopping the building from collapsing, localizing right around where the wormhole was, turning back time just a little bit to open it back up. Time and gravity are so intricately aligned in the universe. And turning back to the console, sending out the data. And I think she turns and looks at Wonder Boy, kind of leaning back, out of breath, touches the side of her face, and her mask disappears. You all need to get out of here. You need to go. I can hold it for now, but I can't hold it for much longer.
You're not staying, are you?
I have to make sure this data gets back. I have to keep this from collapsing. I have to keep that wormhole open.
We can't leave you behind, surely, mate. There's got to be a better way.
There's nothing I can do.
Wonder Boy is going to start pushing his mum, because she didn't get punched through the heart, towards the portal, and just sort of send her away. Go, get home,
Darling.
Mum. Go.
There is no portal. Singularity's dead.
I thought she froze the tower and created a portal.
Oh, did you just now? Is that what you're trying to pull back the portal? I'm with you. Okay.
Kind of turning back time in that very specific locality to open the portal back up.
Okay.
Just a
All
head
right.
cannon.
Never mind. Yes.
Miles just slamming his mum against the wall, hallucinating a portal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pushes his mum towards the portal, just making sure she gets through. Get her out of here.
I'm sending the data back. You all should have... You can do something with it. Just don't let this be the end of it.
Miles is going to run back over to Maeve, if that's not me doing too much. And just sort of stand there and say, is there anything you want me to tell her?
Just Tell her that I finally did something. And I did it for Earth. Hope she'll be proud of me for once.
If she isn't, know that we will be. Miles is gonna turn and book it.
Okay. Anything else as this is happening?
I would like to go over to stopwatch and turn on my invincibility and stay there and cover their body.
You want to bring their body back through after this happens?
Yes. I'll let an entire building fall on me.
Okay. I'm gonna message you, I'm gonna DM you,
Okay.
and then we're gonna come back to you in a bit.
Okay.
Okay. Christian.
I think Astro hasn't reacted at all since the punch. I think he's just been staring down at them. He hasn't heard anything or felt anything happening. He's just been looking down at their lifeless body. He can see the imprint of where he punched her. And I don't know, like the anger. Can I shift the anger to guilt? Would that be a thing?
I'll allow that. I'll allow that.
Yeah. As like it shifts as he realizes what he's done, and before he can call out a weak mom, the world comes back to him around him, and he feels the shaking and looks all around him and sees the chaos. Hears the self-sacrificing gesture. Sees the portal. Looks back down at his mother. And he picks her up. And he carries her through. She, at the very least, deserves more than to be buried under rubble. Even if she is a villain. Even if we just cut ties, the wounds are too fresh to just... The bridge is still burning, but it's not gone. As he picks her up, and he doesn't say anything as he walks through the portal.
As you pick her up and you walk through, you can clear that guilt condition. You'll still feel it, but it's not a burden for you to bear. And you know that. It's just going to hurt for a while. King.
Yeah.
Your invincibility, you know this is going to take a lot.
Yeah.
At the sacrifice of all of your powers, I will let you use your moment of truth in order to bring Maeve's body back with you.
Okay. I'll most definitely do that.
Okay.
I think while she's typing away at the computer, she turns and kind of shoves at the Major's shoulder. You need to go now. I do not need your help. I can do this.
All you see is Major as you've seen, is very happy, very friendly, very like childish, and has seen the things that previous generations of Mage and Unbreakables do. and they've always wanted to do big things, but they have a certain value for other people. They want to keep them safe and stuff like that. Their moment of truth is making sure, even if you're gone, you are respected and taken care of, even if you're gone. So all that happens is, again, the silver from their eyes slowly covers their entire body. They hold you, and even if you're necessarily pushing and, fighting against them, they just slowly cover your entire body with theirs, and slowly starts walking back towards the portal, even as things are falling on them. Just keep going and going and going, pushing through.
Maeve, you know you're not going to survive this. Even as you're sending all of this information, even as you hit enter, as you feel him start to pull away, and you can see that bar beginning to send, as all that information is transferring through, you've done that. And you feel your power starting to crumple in on you. Everything you've done, your doom, it still comes. Time as a power is in itself a curse. Every time you used it, your time was shortened. Every time that power was exerted, the time it was taking from was yours. There must always be an equivalent exchange, and you knew this. From the first time you used your power, you knew this, and you knew the price to pay when the time did come. You will not survive this. But you can roll and unleash your powers, and that wormhole will stay up long enough for Major Unbreakable to get out with your body.
That is a 12. I think as you're pulling her along, she is mostly quiet, stumbling a bit, coughing. Just before you go through the wormhole, you just quietly hear, "Tell Wonder Boy he's a better hero than I thought he was. He's really good to do something in this world." She kind of lets you pull her through as this wormhole closes, as everything crashes down behind.
And as you go through that wormhole, as that space-time passes over you, your breath leaves. As those are the final words that come from you. And your time has ended. Miles, you pass through the wormhole with your mother. And you come onto a scene of Ignition wrestling down Event Horizon.
Oh shit, I forgot about him.
Cursing and swearing. He is livid and furious, trying to get back through the wormhole. Seeing the mayor, he's even more livid. And then Astro, you come through with Singularity. And everything he does comes to a halt as he slumps in an Ignition's grasp. And Ignition is immediately able to get manacles on him that secure his abilities. He just looks to you. There's fury in his eyes at first. What does he see in your eyes?
Pain. But also the determination not to stop.
In this moment, you have influence over him. As he looks to you, and he sees your eyes reflect his own heartbreak, and then reflect a determination he's never seen in you before. He opens his mouth, and then he just says, "You understand what this means, right?"
It means I will do anything to make sure you don't win.
Why couldn't you have been on our side?
Why couldn't you have been on mine?
Would you like to inflict a condition on him?
Oh, that's a... not afraid, not angry, not afraid.
Don't mind me, I'm just crying because all of you have made me emotional.
Do we have influence over you?
That's
You
the
absolutely do. Yes, you do. I'll give you anything you want.
Hopeless.
Oh, okay.
goal. Mm.
He slumps. And Ignition instantly looks up at you, nods her head, and starts taking him out of the room. As the mayor immediately kind of just stumbles to a seat and sits down. And you see the Minister of Defense, Lyra, stand and look towards the wormhole and look back at the boys. Just say, "Where is Stopwatch?"
Wonder Boy just sort of like pushes his mask around and wipes away like half a tear. She stayed behind to ensure that everyone else could make it back. She's managed to transmit a whole boatload of data back about invasion plans and fleet capacities that will help our cause for
Enough.
decades.
She did all that.
She did all that for Earth, she said, but between you and me, I think it was to make you proud.
And at that moment, as she takes in a breath, the wormhole quivers. A Major Unbreakable walks through. With Stopwatch. With Maeve. In his arms. And the wormhole closes. And the Minister of Defense, this military woman, this commander, she takes one look at her daughter, lifeless, walks over with sole purpose, and gently lifts her daughter from your arms, Smileyy, and then cradles her, pressing her head to hers. "I'm so sorry. You felt that this was the only way. I'm so proud. I've always been proud. My girl. My brave girl." And she breaks down, falling on the floor, sobbing. At this point, the mayor has started crying too, just from seeing a mother lose her child. A Major Unbreakable. Your invincibility leaves you in a flood. You took every hit. Rubble, crumpled on you. You took steps through gravity that would have pulled bone from flesh and flesh from bone. You withstood a time and reality warp. You basically withstood the weight of a black hole imploding on itself. And it took everything. Every part of your legacy that you inherited, it took from you. And as you pass through into this room, that fractured hand feels more painful than anything has ever felt. Your body feels bruised. It has never bruised before. You don't feel as light on your feet anymore. And when Maeve's body was removed from your arms, in that brief moment she felt heavy. Your powers are spent and gone.
I think the only thing that Major Unbreakable does is take off the military fatigue that they've been wearing as like a waistcoat. Take it off with some obvious, struggle, and actually puts it on properly. And I feel like the only thing left that is like a side effect is their eyes are now stayed silver. And they take off their mask real quick. Okay. Hi, I'm Luca Ferretti. I'm civilian. Can I get a ride home? And then just kind of looks at Wonder Boy and goes like, she said you'll do amazing. You'll be an amazing hero. You have so much potential. And then just like leaves.
Wonder Boy looks down at the body of Maeve and sees her mother crying over her, and he is gonna step forward and follow in Major Unbreakable's footsteps and take off his own, albeit not quite as cool, mask, and just lay it down on the chest of Maeve and say, you always were better at suit-ups than I was. And then turn around and he's going to go and embrace his mum and tell her about what he's been doing behind her back.
You see your mother, as soon as you turn and she sees your face, her jaw drops and she goes to speak and you embrace her and all she can do is hug you. And she begins to cry even as you're talking to her. And then she pulls back after you finish explaining all the late nights, all the times she's not found you in your room, and then suddenly you were in there, and all the weird, suspicious activity. And she just takes your face and goes, I thought you were out with delinquent. I'm so glad you're not drinking alcohol underage.
Mom, alcohol gives me headaches. Alcohol sucks.
Okay. But instead, you're risking your life! And instead, she's going to give you a clout on the back of the head. She's like, what you're thinking? Going through a wormhole, fighting those guys. They're twice your size.
Mom, it's over now. There's only one important thing left to ask you.
Okay, ask
Can
away,
we give
son.
Major Unbreakable a lift home? He doesn't have a car.
Yes, and we'll call an ambulance.
He did ask, but he's just... I don't know.
He's just gone. Darling, turn. She leans out the doorway and she just kind of brokenly just yells to Major Unbreakable, to Luca, who's been stood at the corridor, just not knowing which way to go. She goes, right, dear, to the right. Head down. We'll take you home.
And I'll just say to Mum, be like, I think a few words to the secretary from you would probably mean quite a lot right now.
Yes, I think so. This is why you are so staunch against heroes being removed from the front line, then I?
They can do good, Mum. Maeve's proof of that. She gave her life for this cause.
Yes, she is. And no child should have to give their life for an adult. I'll speak to the minister, but I think for the moment she needs time. And you, over there. She looks to you, Astra. So you're the child of Event Horizon and Singularity?
I think he's still holding her. He hasn't let go of her. He's just holding his mom. I am.
What you've done today will never be forgotten.
I know.
If you need a place to go, we have room.
Just make sure you use those plans correctly.
Well, we will. Make sure of that. We'll have an ambulance call. She's like already kind of been dialing the number and stuff. And she calls an ambulance, calls the police. As the Minister of Defense just cries over her daughter. We fast forward. It's been about 5 months since the event. The day today is a celebration day. The unveiling of a statue in the main square of a hero who took down one of the greatest threats Earth has faced and has put at least on hold the Martian invasion plan. All of you have gathered and been invited to the unveiling of this statue of Stopwatch, your new friend, one who would have made a great ally in years to come. What have you guys been doing over the last 5 months? We'll start with you, Christian.
I think after that day, Astro took his mother's body to the nicest observatory. And I think he buried her there, where the stars were the most in view. So she could at least be looking up at them in some sense. Looking back up at home. And if he's allowed, if his father even wants to see him, he'll visit wherever he's being contained, locked away.
Your father is in the in a very, very high security prison, but you have full clearance. All of you do. But he has accepted to speak with you. You go down into this waiting room and you see them lead him out with power blocking manacles on and an orange jumpsuit. He doesn't even have the energy to glower at you at the moment. Instead, he just kind of looks somber and hopeless. Son?
Father.
So, where'd you bury her?
Under the stars where she deserved to be.
Good. We should never have come down here.
I agree. This place is home to people. Good people. They don't deserve monsters like us.
No. Monsters like me. And your mother. You're not one of us, kid.
I have blood on my hands just like you.
Then wash it off. Despite what people say, you can wash it off. Your mother and I never wanted to, never cared to. I still don't. But you can.
As long as Mars still plans to attack, I can't. I won't. I'll do what needs to be done.
Then you've never really been a Martian.
Or I have, and I just found different motivation.
Maybe. We're all about taking shortcuts. We don't care who gets stepped on. I don't know whether I say that with pride or not anymore. But these forgotten humans, the ones left behind on Earth. I guess you've always been one of them. A try-hard, a little goody two-shoes.
I guess the weight of lives just hit me different.
Maybe it did. Maybe that's a good thing.
Have you told them anything? These
No.
people. You have to tell them what's coming. Please.
Why don't you make a roll for me?
What's coming?
Can you... roll to... We'll roll to pierce the mask.
Sure.
But I'll say on a hit, you'll persuade him.
Sure. How many do we have in that team?
Team, you have 1 currently.
Cool. I won't need it. That's a 9.
Ooh.
Oh! Okay. You get to ask 1 extra question as well. See behind him.
What do you want me to do?
He sighs and he looks up at you. And for a moment, you see a father wanting the best for his son. He relaxes in the chair and goes, "Fine. Tell him upstairs I'm ready to talk." Don't come down here again. You hear? You need to move on from me and your mom.
I think for the first time, Astro stands up from the chair he's sitting in. And like a proper soldier, salutes his father for the first time. Yes, sir.
His eyes begin to glass up as he stands, and even though his hands are bound, he goes to salute you back. Dismiss, soldier.
Sharp turn. Moves the head out. Gets one last look at his father.
He's still standing to attention.
And walks out.
You guys are killing me. God! This was funny hard!
He came here to play.
We were joking about WWE moves less than an hour ago.
We were gonna hit her with a chair!
Yeah. But we got the emotions got hit with a chair instead.
My heart.
Whatever. Let's go. What are you?
You leave the prison, and for the first time, you feel like you're actually breathing again. Your chest doesn't feel heavy. And when you take a step out into the sunshine, you get a realization. You're home. This is your home. And you belong. We then move over to Luca. What have you been doing, King, in those 5 months?
For one, I feel like as soon as they get home originally after all that, and is wearing the uniform, goes up to their older brother who is the previous generation of Major Unbreakable, and is the one that even said, I'm gonna need a day off. And go up to them and be like, you're not gonna get a day off for a while. And since that, after the healing, they continue with their training, even with they have no powers. But instead of training for themselves, they're training because they're helping the next iteration of Major Unbreakable. Their little sister.
Your little sister, one of these training sessions, looks up at you. She goes, "Luca, why do you have no powers again?"
I had to, it's a long story. And
that's so embarrassing. You lost them.
I misplaced okay?
It's so embarrassing. Wow. I'm gonna be so much better than you. I'm gonna be so much better than you.
Well, for one, you have different power sets from me, okay? You can fly. I couldn't.
Because I'm better.
Okay, whatever. Okay. How about you try to hit me? Come on, hit me. Come on, let's go. Huh?
She... you know what? Can you roll to directly engage a threat for me?
Sure. Which good. I still got a 0. So
You got a 0? So,
I know.
wait.
I mean, no. I mean, like I still got a +0. So I was like,
Oh,
let me just.
there's a +1 in team.
8.
8.
Mhm.
Perfect. So, do you want to try and resist and avoid their blows?
Essentially, in a sense, like as soon as they like try to go for me, they're about to, but instead I just kind of redirected it and just floor like, okay, ha.
She instantly on the floor, and like all her sass evaporates as she's like, ugh, fine. Show me how to do that again. And she kind of gets up, ready for you to teach her again, as she gets into the training stance that you taught her.
Yeah.
As you're moving and redirecting her, there is still a dull ache in your hand.
Yeah. Yeah. Every once in a while I wince at it, but I just pushed away.
Every so often,
Mhm.
you find sometimes when you're training, when you've been out experiencing like day-to-day life, just stopping a mugger and something, or like dodging a hit from like a bar fight, you feel a slip of something, as if deja vu is happening occasionally. It's almost like time seems to slow for a moment, and you can see where they're going to hit, and you're able to move out the way. And that's happened more than once. It's kind of crazy. But hey, maybe that's just what happened when you lost your powers, right?
I got silver eyes.
Miles.
Who knows?
I got silver eyes. That must be why.
I have actual goosebumps right now. I don't know if you see on the camera. My hairs have just stood up when you said that.
Miles, what have you been doing for the last 5 months?
So Miles would have tried to rekindle his relationship with his mum, and sort of, go to her and say we need better communication, and would have used his connection to the mayor to try and spread that message that look, heroes are here to help, and that getting rid of that is like taking the hammer out of your toolbox. And he wants to set up like not a superhero team, but like a network, like a way for superheroes to contact each other. And make sure they're acting in the interests of the government and not recklessly, and he would call them the Watchers in honour of Stopwatch, to remember her by.
I love that.
And
Gonna make me cry again.
if it's not too silly, just to try and uncry you, he would go and find the wrapper from the Earth bar and he would use it to cover up the U on his uniform so it doesn't say Wub. But then someone pointed out to him, probably Astro, that now it looks like it says Wib instead. But he doesn't mind that, and that's part of his uniform now.
That's so sweet.
Yeah. I think 5 months down the line, he would be stood by the statue, just sort of telling the statue all the things that he's done in her name.
On the day of this unveiling, the 3 of you are invited to this. And as you arrive, you feel a kind of energy there. And something's different about the 3 of you since those events. Astro, your hair, sometimes it grows too long too quickly. Like it's growing too fast, but that's crazy because it takes a really long time for hair to grow, right? It's a bit of a pain, but you've now managed to cultivate some sweet looks from it. Miles, you're finding that almost every time you put something down and can't find it, it immediately rocks up in front of you where you need something. As if you'd put it there in the first place, and you're just being crazy, it was always there. Maybe time is relative and people don't just end. And that thought echoes through you as the mayor smiles and greets you all, announcing you as the first team leaders of the Watchers, a network of superheroes, as the first line of defense of Earth, and the personal patriotic heroes of the city of Babylon. And it was all thanks to Stopwatch. And the mayor proudly announces that it's time for the statue to be unveiled. And as the cloth is brought down, you see a statue of your friend, an unlikely ally who came about in a time of crisis and sacrificed themselves for you after knowing you less than a couple hours. A true hero. As she stands proudly, mask in hand, looking up to the stars, looking up to the sky, looking up for any dangers that may come, and ready to defend the Earth again. And in each of you she continues to stand, as you all take an oath to be that first line of defense for the planet Earth. And I guess that's where we're gonna somewhat end today's session. We're a little early, but better early than late, right?
Oh,
you guys were incredible. This was so good.
dead.
As a little run around, because this is a one shot, why don't you guys tell us about what your characters would then do in the future? Anna, I would like you to tell me how you would influence each of their lives going forward.
I think it's mostly through protection, making sure that they're in the right place at the right time, that they're just a second ahead of blows coming towards them, making sure that they show up at the right time, that they just happen coincidentally to be in a place where they need to be, kind of affecting that flow of events the best she can.
I love that so much. Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, Christian, why don't you tell me what would Ashra do in the future then? How would he kind of grow and dedicate himself?
I think he goes from adopting the grunt look of the Martian mercenary. I think he adapts more of his mother's costume and style, more of that commander style of look, with her color scheme and his father's color scheme in her outfit. I think he, along with Ash, lead to being the front lines, using underground, making underground like resistances and rebellions against inside of the Martian structure. Like,
oh my god!
As a former Martian, Astro would know how to connect to that underworld, that underbelly.
Yes.
Use it to corrupt and untie the military might of
pull it apart.
Yeah, from the inside.
Set fires inside the house. I love that. That's incredible. Sam, what do you think Miles would do with his future?
I think that Astro is really, really cool. That's what. Look at it, like a big brother. I think he would carry on with the Watchers and try and expand that and make Heroes a more above board thing, and try and make it so that they can communicate to the government and vice versa. Try and get everyone working on the same platform. And I think he would always keep with him that no matter how many heroes join the Watchers and how many people are on this growing team, they're always told that he's proud of them, so that none of them ever feel the need to sacrifice themselves again.
Oh, God, I just stopped crying. Okay, King, what would Luca do?
Luca, with no powers, essentially just, and pointing out as a watcher, you'd be like, well, I'm gonna train your military now. You don't get a choice in this.
Oh,
Yes.
Congratulations, you're all adopted Major Unbreakable CQC. Come on.
Yes.
I love that. Working with like the Minister of Defense and everything.
Yep. Just, yeah.
I love that. That's incredible. Well,
Just being like, also watch out for birds.
the birds of
Oh, yeah. That's what I'd do. I'd find that guy that was going to propose and see if she said yes. I need to know how his
Nerd.
story played out.
Nerd.
Okay,
Find
we'll
the
roll for
nerd.
it. We'll roll for it.
Roll for right now.
We're gonna roll for it. Let's see.
Roll for happiness. Roll for good ending.
Roll
bad
for
ending.
happiness. A 7.
That's a
She
success.
said yes, but they're in couples therapy.
Ooh.
Couple therapy is important. Don't shun it. Go to it if you
Don't
love it.
shun it.
You need to, sometimes you need to even if things aren't going.
Yeah.
Exactly, you know? We'll roll to see if things are going well.
But yeah.
They are not.
Oh no!
It's going very badly.
Oh no!
It's because Major Unbreakable just follows this guy home all the time now. You took my powers. I know it.
You know what it is? Is literally like he's just become paranoid because he thinks he's being followed all the time, and his girlfriend's like, "You're paranoid. It's tearing us apart."
You're crazy. You need to stop it.
In the apartment,
Stop, please.
in the apartment across the street, Major Unbreakable.
He hears a bird.
He's got his flying sister to dangle him off a piece of rope. It's just...
Oh my god. Well, that's amazing. Thank you so much, guys, for playing. I think this is a great time for us to wrap this up, right, Voice of God? I wait for affirmation. Perfect. Thank you, Voice of God. Well, guys, I think it's time for us to end our segment. So we'll go back around with a last reintroduction. Any projects you want to plug? We'll start with Sam because he has nothing to plug.
Hi, I'm buying a new fridge next week. I'm also going to get some winter tires put on my car in case it snows. Also, follow Ben Does D&D because this is their slot and they're really good. My camping buddy MCM and they're a wonderful human being and they have an amazing keyleth of their wall and you should go look at it because it was fucking... Oh, I can't swear. I'm sorry. It was really good.
Good.
It's funny that you say follow Ben D&D because in like little since they were supposed to be here, I did a little tribute for them in the sense that they wanted to just play Venom show.
Very sweet.
For
very nice.
for they can just still be a part of it.
They're still here in
Exactly.
Seoul.
Exactly.
A great time for you to plug yourself, King.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Jerson. I go by King. I go by Smileyy. I go by King Smiley. Any iteration of things. I'm not in any project, so hey, if you like what you saw today, invite me. But yeah.
Perfect.
You can find me on Twitch, King
perfect.
__ Smileyy. So I stream. So
Amazing. And now over to Anna.
Yes, who is definitely not crying. I am Anna, aka Archival Dust Bunny most places on the internet. I'm a queer and trans advocate, museum worker, and TTRPG performer, producer, and podcaster. You can find me on Twitter at Archival Dust Bun and on other social media like Instagram and Blue Sky at Archival Dust Bunny. I stream all over the place. When I'm not moving, you can find me streaming almost every night sometimes. But if you enjoyed the emotions you saw today, you should check out Bloom and Blight, our Girl by Moonlight podcast. It follows the magical girl team Bloom as they explore grief and what it does to them and the team and the relationships they have with each other after winning at a devastating cost. You can find us anywhere you normally get your podcast and on all social media at Bloom and Blight. If you want to find transcripts or character profiles or information about the cast or how to get more connected with the community, you can find all of that at our website, bloomandblight.com.
Fantastic. And over to you, Christian.
Hi, hello, hey, what's up? My name is Christian, aka A Fluffy Goomba, on several socials, mainly on TikTok and Twitch, where you can find me streaming several games on several days with several of my wonderful friends. I am a TTRPG performer, as you've seen, and a TTRPG educator, which means I help people learn how to play TTRPGs, because who would want to learn this sad sport we play here? Currently, a lot of my projects are on hiatus or on break. So I don't really have anything to plug, but you can check out what I've been in on my Linktree, on my Twitter, on any social media that's around that has A Fluffy Goomba as a username. This is been a gas. This has been. I wish this was longer. I wish that this
maybe
it
who
could
knows?
Be.
Well, thank you so much for playing, and thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for donating so much. I'm getting there. I'm going by my script. I wrote a script. You let me finish my script. But thank you so much. Thank you for donating so much that we managed to hit the first goal. There is a fantastic segment that is following this, which is going to be Jebra D&D with an amazing cast. Our fire alarm is going off. I wish they would make it stop. Darling, mute yourself. But thank you so much, everybody. And if you would like to support me any further individually, I am part of a Kickstarter for Tales of Nova. We have reached our goal, but we're trying to push it even further to see if we get even more episodes created, as we're all flying out to a studio in America where we're going to be filming the next season of Our Heroes of Bastion, a masked TTRPG campaign where I play a legacy playbook. So that will be my door just opened on its own, but that's fun. And I go watch Jeopardy D&D with Gabe Higgs, with Whipjack, and with Critical Bard. Thank you so much, everyone. God, take us out.